He waits atop a throne of skulls.
Welcome, my friends, to today's King of the Hill. Excuse me. Oh, man. I just ate like 10 pierogi. The local store actually started not importing from Poland, but there's, I guess, a Polish chef who lives in America who has a pierogi line, which is really good. So I just feasted on 10 of those. I am ready to go. Let's do some King of the Hill. Let's have some fun. Let's get right to it. So firstly, we're going to jump to the King of the Hill screen. In the first match of the day, we're going to have Ashy facing off against Aerocrastic. And it looks like it's going to be Vampire Coast facing off against Dark Elves. A very fun matchup. We get to see some shades, all kinds of tricky stuff potentially. And yes, the stream is here. Arise, my friends. It is go time. Let's party. All right, so I'm going to let the players know. Start when ready. Yeah, we got a lot of pretty heavy hitters today in today's stream. Man, we got a lot of really good players that are going to be playing. So make sure to stay tuned if you guys want to see some high-level play. But what's cool about King of the Hill is it also opens up a little bit of meme play. Obviously, there's not a lot at stake. It's just kind of a fun format. So perhaps we'll see some very strange picks here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's time. So we're going to be here for about 2 hours, give or take. So probably go until 3:30, 4 o'clock my time. And then from there, I actually have to go and play a Warhammer game. Rafael says, Turin, greetings from Poland. Hey, man, my wife's in Poland right now. She's actually visiting her family, but she'll be back next week. Misha is here. The Warden, the Guardian. Gonna be keeping tabs on you guys. I provide people with gunpowder and gunpowder accessories. Oh my god, I love King of the Hill. My wrists are doing okay, actually. They're doing all right. Yeah, I've been getting into a new system here where it's been pretty decent. Oh, Lotus, that's too bad, man. Yeah, I know it's weird hours for you, especially since you're in Australia, I would imagine. This is actually Aerocrastic. Yes, it is. We're here in the first match. One of my favorite maps, actually. It's a very simple map, but I kind of like how it's like a Thunderdome. How you have this like big arena here Whoa, I've never actually gone up here before. You know, I don't use debug camera because when I was recording before, and initially when I did use debug camera for recording purposes, I probably should use it for competitive play. It's very helpful to get that, you know, far overhead. But I always like clip through the bottom of the map, and it really just was like triggering me so bad, so I stopped using it. But I know it's very good. All hail the mighty, they're arising from the deep. What's up, man? Silmaril 96. With crooked sails and incredible tales, we're calling in the seas. Or is it we're calling in the deep? I can't quite remember. I think it's like 2 verses and each one is a little bit different. I'm doing good. As good as can be, you know, without my lovely wife here, but we're doing it to it. So, for the forces of Arokrasic, one of the ever-chosen champions. Here in the front line, he's got Shades with dual weapons, and these guys I think are a really good pick. They can sneak... firstly, they're going to avoid Vampire Coast Gunpowder because they can sneak up, they have stock, they can get those big alpha strikes in. And number 2, the dual weapons, in the late game when they do run out of ammo, which they often do in this matchup, they're going to be able to get in there and crump zombies and all kinds of stuff. So I really like the Shades quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I played Arokrasic about 2 days ago. The video's up on the channel. It's called Throwing Shade, and I was able to use the Shades pretty effectively, and I think they're a very solid pick. He's got a bunch of Dark Riders as well for backline harass, battlefield control, probably dealing with scurvy dogs. And the front line's going to be Bleak Swords backed up by the Black Guard. So going for some elite troops, perhaps anticipating Mourngulls or Crabs or stuff like that. And the Black Guard here are certainly going to be very meaty. Now, up in the sky, he does have Lokir Felheart, which, you know, Lokir, he can do work for sure. And he does regenerate, so you don't need to babysit him, which is quite nice. He can get in there, kill those high-value targets, and he looks really cool also. He's dragging with the nice little smoke effect there. We have a Sorceress with Death, Spirit Leech, and the Fate of Buna. Always pretty good against, like, you know, Depth Guard and things like that. And it looks like that's pretty much it for the Vampire Elf Army. They're not vampires yet. I suppose if the Vampire Coast were to defeat them, they could be turned into vampires. Although, are there vampiric elves? Oh, I love Kielbasa and Pierogi. Oh, it's the best. Anyways, guys, that's it for the Dark Elf Army. And now for the forces of the Vampire Coast. We have an Necrofex Colossus with Count Noctilus on foot. Noctilus on foot is a pretty good choice here. He, of course, is going to be durable against Lokir, relatively hard to snipe, and, of course, he still has all of his goodies. Front line's going to be Zombos. Secondary line's going to be Halberds and Depth Guard mixed in a little bit of a box formation. I certainly think they should be spread out, but maybe he's not done deploying yet. We have a Mourngull Haunter as well, and it looks like more Mourngulls over here. So there's not really going to be any powder play or mortars. He's just going to be blitzing in there, trying to overwhelm the Dark Elf, which is certainly possible. Granted, he does have the Necrofex Colossus, so there is some firepower coming in from his builds, and something I really like quite a bit. And it really comes down to control at this point, are the Scurvy Dogs. Having 2 groups of Scurvy Dogs, I think, is a very, very good choice. Being able to kind of pressure Shades and at least know they're there so you can account for them. All right, good luck, good luck. Let's have fun, guys. Yeah, it was a good battle. Hey, Rado, what's up? Dude, I know, watching from work is the best. I used to, when I was working at as an athletic director at my old job, before I became a full-time YouTuber, I used to watch Heir of Carthage when I was at work. Like when Warhammer first came out, before I really started hitting YouTube hard. I started like 2 weeks into the game, but look at that. Shade's getting some nice volley fire there into the Scurvy Dogs. Scurvy Dogs will need to fall back here. 0 leadership, 14, but you know, now he knows they're there, which is good. So he can kind of account for it, maybe offset his Colossus a little bit. And what he could do with the dogs, if he wants to like strafe back and forth and kind of juke out the shots, he could then shoot them with the Colossus, which would be pretty good. But what is the Colossus shooting? Here comes the first shot going downtown, and it looks like it is going into Shades, which is a good choice. Shades are the big issue here. Your Depth Guard and your zombies can honestly deal with most of this Dark Elf army, but the Shades are really just going to crump all over your Depth Guard if you're not careful. So you can see Ashley's going to be pulling the Depth Guard back, which is good. And it looks like the Colossus is going to be shooting into Dark Riders. It might want to go after Lokir, but I don't know. Because if he leaves the Colossus back here by itself, then Lokir is going to come back and just Shrek it. I mean, Lokir can easily outduel a Necrofex Colossus. So Shade's generating pretty good value already, just shooting into the zombie deckhand mobs, and 1 or 2 more volleys and these guys should be done for. I mean, Shade's just hit incredibly hard, but there is some returning fire coming in. You can see the Dark Riders are taking a bit of work, but I would still say that the Dark Elves are coming out ahead here. A beautiful breath attack coming down from Arokrasic, and the Depth Guard are going to be surging in, but it's not a great engagement for them fighting against heavy armor here. They're going to be fighting against heavily armored Black Guard, and the Black Guard have really good AP as well, so it's not going to be great for the Depth Guard. So far, a very rough initial start for the Vampire Coast. In the meantime, Ashy's Mourngull Haunter is going to be jumping in and could potentially do some work against Lokir Felheart. Some Scurvy Dogs are trying to juke through the formation. It looks like maybe they're coming across here to try and fight. Mourngulls are able to get an engagement with Dark Riders, and they will win that, but it's only a matter of time before they get through. Granted, if the Shades are going to be pounding them, I don't think they are going to get through. So Shade's doing massive damage, just melting the Mourngulls. Really good control by Ashy, though. I have to say, even though he's behind in this game, I mean, he's able to get the dogs like and loop them up and get a really nice engagement here on the Shades. And he is buying, time for his frontline engagement, but man, losing that Morgul Hunter is going to be a really big blow. I mean, he's already behind on the bounce of power. Noctilus is in there doing some work against Lokir with his anti-large, but the Dreaded Duelist was popped, making him very, very strong. But is the Haunter going to stabilize? That's the question. I mean, if it can, maybe there's a chance for Vampire Coast, but I just don't think so. The Shade position is just too healthy. There's not enough pressure on the Shades. Now the Shades are just going to open up and just Shrek whatever they shoot. And that's sometimes why you see things like Mortars and more battlefield control units. I do think that the Scurvy Dogs are a really good choice, but Dark Riders, if controlled properly, are a pretty good counter against that. So here we do have the Morgul Haunter from Ashy, which is going to be getting hunted by Lokir Felheart. Shades are shooting in, and a Faded Buna going down in the Depth Guard, which is basically going to insta-give those guys. They're just going to be, it's going to be game losses for them. So very, very good control here from Aerocrastic so far. You can see that Necrofex Colossus is going to keep shooting in the back. The Dark Riders with just standard shields, I suppose, are going to be able to kind of hold him down and just make sure he does nothing for the rest of the game. I mean, the Colossus will eventually kill these guys, but it takes him a long time. He's not like one of those monsters that's good at horde clearing. So that fight is underway. Necrofex Colossus just unleashing his salvos down there. And you can see here the Black Guard are holding the formation quite firm. Depth Guard just getting crumped by those guys. And it looks like it's pretty much a win for the Dark Elves across the entire battlefield. Lokir Felheart at this point could simply fall back here and kill the Colossus. That's what I would do, probably. I would just ignore Count Noctilus. I mean, or you could fall back from Count Noctilus and just kind of shoot him down with the Shades. I mean, Shades, they are very punishing against Vampire Coast if they're alive at this point in the game. So now it's basically a bunch of zombies. The zombies are going to get picked apart by the Shadefire. Noctilus is going to get tar pitted. And Lokir, when he wants to, can simply go in there and take that guy out. So the big dragon's going to be jumping in, and he gets a nice engagement here in the Colossus. Colossus is going to try. Captain Peglegs is doing everything he can, but Lokir is the dreaded duelist. He hits incredibly hard, has a good charge bonus, and there it's popped right now. So stats are going to be super saucy. 83 and 77. Those are some fat stats there. And you can see here the Colossus is going to be going down probably in about 10 or 15 seconds due to army losses. And I don't think there's anything of quality left for the Vampire Coast, but well played by both players. I mean, I think Aerocrastic had very good control here with the Shades. And those guys, I mean, if you're not able to shut them down, they will take apart an Armored Rush build like that. They'll kill Morgul's, they'll kill Depth Guard. You really need to kind of... It's really difficult, honestly. I think just more Scurvy Dogs. Mortars, I think, are also a very good choice. Just playing a very defensive style of play and just screening them out with zombies and just trying to mortar them down and harass with Scurvy Dogs. It's still incredibly difficult. I think that Dark Elves are... I don't know, I would say they have a good matchup here. So Spirit Leech is going to be going down against Count Noctilus, and now he's going to be fighting the Black Guard. His last stand shall be made. Halberd on halberd action, but it looks like the Black Guard, they certainly have him outnumbered. And he's going to be going down here in just a second. I would imagine army losses shall hit. And there are army losses, and well played. Aerocrastic is going to be our current King of the Hill, claiming the first game of the day. And that is that. Yeah, Lokir isn't bad, for sure. I think Wrathy is a better pick. She just brings a lot to the table. And you also don't have to invest in a caster, but I don't know. Lokir, he wasn't bad. He regenerates, which is cool. And against Vampire Coast, who can potentially have gun lines, regeneration can be very valuable. So firstly, let's go ahead and update this. And we're going to put Arrow with 1 and you. Now we're going to get our next champion in here, who's going to be Zero. Zero, please join if you're watching the stream. You are up. Hopefully you didn't... well, I think you're in America, right? Probably not asleep. GG. Keep working on it, man. You'll be great in no time. Nice sportsmanship being shared by these two. It was a well-played game. Certainly a hard fight, fighting against the great Aerocrastic. And now we have to clear up the spot. Well played, Ashy, and we will see you next time. So now we have Zero, and I believe he's on my friends list, so let's go hunting. It's really frustrating how Steam limits your friends list. Like, oh man. Soothsayer will fear you one day, he says. Tremble mortals in despair, and now we have Zero. So next, we're going to be on the, not Red Desert, let's do River Amazon. It's a pretty good map. It's a good one. It has like forests, it has some nice little hills, open field. It's a well-balanced map in my opinion. Well played, Ashy, you did great. And we look forward to having you back next time, my friend. Well played. So it looks like Zero may be wanting to go Lizard. So Arrow, pick, and ban. It's go time. Let us see what the great Aerocrastic shall pick and ban today. CK says, I've been watching Turin since Warhammer 1, but I actually suck at multiplayer. It's alright, man. I mean, I watch a lot of games that I suck at too. You know? Or at least formats. Because I'm sure you're good at campaign, but don't stress it. Who cares, man? Just enjoy it, you know? I know, I have to get a higher Steam rank, but like, what, do I have to unlock achievements and stuff? Like, I typically play multiplayer, so there's not like too many achievements in there. Yeah, it's really annoying. But regardless, we're here, we're having fun. Just get a few levels on your Steam account, it'll give you a bigger friends list. Alright, yeah. I'll try and Maybe I'll have Lady Turin, because she plays a lot of games on Steam. Like single player games and stuff. Maybe she can do that. It's kind of silly though that it's like locked behind that. Hey Bjorn, what's up, man? Whoop whoop indeed. So it's going to be Chaos versus Beastmen. So Zero, I believe, is a Chaos main. I can tell you from experience, he's very good. He's very, very good at Chaos. He's certainly better than I am, as it pertains to Chaos. And yeah, I'm excited to see this in action. They're trying to turn Steam into Facebook. Well, perhaps, my friend. Well, all you have to do is ask me in Discord. And we will be dropping links to Discord for anyone who's not there. But yeah, if you guys want to get involved in these type of events and you think you can compete with these guys, or at least, you know, you don't have to necessarily like beat them, but if you can at least put up a fight, then I'd love to get you guys involved in the events. So if there's any mods in chat, if you guys could drop a link to the Discord, that would be much appreciated. Oh man, I just got my Abaddon too in tabletop. Oh man, I'm so excited to use him. Buying games helps. Oh, that's nice. I already have a ton of games though, so that shouldn't be an issue. Easiest way to level up on Steam is by crafting badges and trading cards. All right, I'll look into it. There was an exploit in the summer sale for people got 50 Steam levels. Man, I missed out on that. So Lawton, I would say a good new faction to begin with. I would say high leadership durable factions like Lizardmen I think are pretty good. Undead are usually pretty safe, but Lizardmen are pretty solid for new players, I think. I mean, they have a high skill cap too. Don't get me wrong. I just think that like Saurus are always pretty good. Like you're not gonna just get annihilated, right? Like if you're playing with like state troops or things like that. So Zero's ready. Aerocrastic still picking away. It's going to be a chaos civil war here between these two fine players. And it is go time. Just about. We're doing it to it. 1 second. And guys, we got a donation from Gregor. Wow, all right. Gregor, coming in with the steel chair. So Gregor on PayPal during the game, so my apologies for missing this, my friend. He donated $50. Man, thank you so much, dude. Thank you, thank you. Wow. Hopefully you're still in chat. My apologies for missing that. Sometimes when I'm casting the games, it just kind of slips past the radar. But thank you so much. That is very, very generous of you. So Garland Green says, coffee, ice cream, and live stream. And if I didn't have to work tomorrow, it would be a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I feel your pain, brother. Thank you so much again for that donation. That's very generous. And let me actually make sure that the notifications are on, because I use a different overlay for freaking King of the Hill, so maybe it's not. I'll go ahead and double check here. Yeah, Lotus Moon makes a really great point as it pertains to starting with like elite armies, because they're much more forgiving than wide armies. All right, so all right, there it goes. All right, it appeared. We're good. Hey Garland, thank you, man. Yeah, it shows your actual name when I look at the email, like the email notification. Yeah, Bretonians are certainly a hard faction. The Bretonians are a hard faction to play, but they're very fun. It's very rewarding when you can win with Bretonia. There's like a very rich feeling about it, in my opinion. All right, and here we are in game 2 of this King of the Hill. Aerocrastic currently is the King of the Hill, and he's going to be bringing out the Beastie Boys. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So he does have Malagor the Dark Omen, with Something Wicked Comes His Way, and it looks like he's actually just using Malagor for the Arcane Conduit, it looks like, and maybe the Icon of Vilification. Interesting stuff. On top of that, he does have a Beastcaster on a Chariot who's going to have Lore of Death. Front line's going to be Chaff mostly. A couple Gore Herds and Ungors, but there is going to be Koroks Manrippers, 2 Hounds, a lot of Centaurs with Throwing Axes, which are always pretty good against Chaos. Plus Centaurs with Great Weapons if they get the jump. Also in that charge bonus, they can do a lot of work. On top of that, he's got a couple Minotaurs and a Gorble, or 1 Minotaur, which is going to be the Butchers of Kalkengard, and a Gorble. So a very solid army. I mean, it has plenty of tools against Chaos's heavy troops. Butchers and Gorble, Throwing Axes, Centaurs with Great Weapons, a couple Chariots, Koroks Manrippers. It's a solid army. I like it quite a bit. For the Forces of Zero, front line's going to be Chaos Marauders. Secondary line's going to be Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons. Third line's going to be Chosen. Oh, badass. He's coming in with the elite of the elite for Chaos. These guys are certainly going to be able to crump pretty much all the Beastmen infantry. Granted, that's not the biggest issue, but still, he's chosen. Should be quite cool. He's got Kolek Sun Eater, a Shadowcaster as well with Enfeebling Foe to make the duels for Kolek that much more fluid, and he does also have Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. On top of that, a couple groups of Marauder Horsemasters, but the Beastmen certainly have the advantage in the open field. He's going to have to fall back and play a very defensive game here, and probably just use the Horsemasters as like a backline tool, or like a typical ranged unit, I should say. So yeah, very good stuff. Very, very good. Welcome, guys, to the stream. For anyone joining, we're doing King of the Hill today. Currently, Aerocrastic is the king. He won the first game. We're just on the second game, so certainly about 2 hours left of hard gameplay. So Zero up on the high ground is going to be pushing with his hounds, but the hounds are going to get crumped pretty good. Let's see if Zero reacts. Oh man, what a quick reaction from Zero. That was like a 1 second reaction. Beautiful stuff. Granted, Centaurs might be able to still catch with that charge acceleration, and maybe they're going to get those hounds. Hard to say. In the meantime, though, Zero is going to be pushing up his Horse Masters, maybe trying to save those guys, but I think they might just get pushed off the battlefield. So there's going to be some Chaos Hounds going around the far side as well, looking for opportunities to maybe jump on the Centaurs with throwing axes. And here comes the Cycle Charge from Aerocrastic on the flank. Centaurs with Great Weapons are charging in with some Poison Hounds, and that's a freebie. I mean, Chaos doesn't really have the tools to keep up with them right now, so coming in, striking, getting a couple models, actually killing about almost 15 models is quite good. In the back, the Chaos Warhounds are taken out as well, so Aerocrastic's Beastmen are able to strike hard and fast, and that's going to open up his back line. So Chaos obviously not very mobile here in this matchup. They're going to be having to kind of chase and pursue, and really, honestly, probably just wanting to get into the infantry fight as fast as possible. So Marauder Horsemasters here for Zero are going to be falling back. Definitely want to keep working. I mean, the Bray Shaman isn't a bad target, but man, another big flank coming in. The Centaurs and the Poison Hounds are going to be rear charging those Chosen there, and it's going to be nasty. Fata Buna going down to the Horsemasters as well. So Aerocrastic making a very conscious effort to get rid of the mobile elements of the Chaos Army so he can have complete dominance in that regard. The Butchers of Kalkengard and the Minotaurs are going to be surging into Chaos Warriors. Kolek is going to be dropping Lord of the Storm here. And Chaos in the front line has gotten their fight, which is good, and I wonder if Fata Buna was meant for the Chosen, and if that was a misclick. So this is where Chaos is going to be in an okay position. They have, Kolek in the front line, just going to Pound Town. A lot of their Chaos Warriors will do okay, but man, the throwing axe is really chipping those guys apart. I feel like the Beastmen build is just very overwhelming here. But once Chaos gets their Chosen in and gets into that grindy fight, oh, this could actually be a comeback here for Zero. He's able to get Kolek and really beat down the Bray Shaman. Man, had he been able to kill that Shaman, that could have been huge. That could have been like game-changing stuff. So it looks like the Beastmen are collapsing over here on this flank. Some Centaurs are going to be coming back in, and in the forest he has some Warhounds in reserve. But Zero coming in with the pressure himself. So Chaos Warhounds with Poison are going to be chasing the throwing axes here in the back. But I don't know, are they going to be able to get them? Maybe. It's a little bit hard to say. So now the Chosen are kind of concentrated here in the middle. They're going to be fighting Korok's Manrippers, which isn't great because Korok's Manrippers do have really good AP, but the Chaos Warriors do kind of collapse this flank here. But it looks like the Beastmen, again, are a little bit ahead on the bounce of power. Kolek's going to need to get some good picks here. If he could actually pick this Bray Shaman and get rid of the caster, I think that would be something that could potentially normalize the bounce of power. But the Bray Shaman is pretty quick, but I think Kolek's actually faster. 78 against 70. He should be able to get this, but Centaurs, the Great Weapons, are going to be surging in, and Kolek misses that shot right there, unfortunately. And now Centaurs are going to be kind of tar pitting him a little bit, as the Chosen are pretty much the last bastion of Chaos's real strength here in the front line. But the Chosen should be okay. I mean, they're going to be able to beat down a lot of these Ungors and things like that. But yeah, the Butchers of Kalkengard, they're still pretty much at full health. They have 11 of their 12 models. They're pretty thick and meaty. And now you can see that Kolek's trying his best, but he's getting wrapped. He's being just tar pitted. And he needs to be supporting the rest of these Chaos forces while they're being taken apart. I mean, it's hard, yeah. I mean, he needs to get a high-value pick here. He's certainly behind in the game. He can probably feel it. He can see it in the bounce of power, of course. Some Chaos Infantry are going to be coming back in. Chosen are doing well, for sure, considering how overwhelmed they are. Those guys are fighting hard and definitely, doing some okay damage in the front. Zero does also have his Marauder Horsemasters here in the back, which probably want to be going after Centaurs or, I don't know, Minotaurs, or those are all pretty good choices here. But Kolek needs to get in here and start taking out high-value targets. Lord of the Storm is going to be going down right on top of this filthy blob of Beastmen, and it's probably going to be popping right in the dome piece right there. That was pretty good. Able to get some decent damage in there, and Chosen are going to be falling back into the forest, probably trying to mitigate some of the pressure here. But this Bray Shaman, I mean, that could get Zero back in the game. You can see Gorbel does get punted by Kolek, and the Butchers of Kalkengard are actually getting a little bit low. They have 8 models left, so it looks like Zero has been doing a very good job with the Horsemasters actually picking apart the Butchers of Kalkengard, which is like the most ideal target. Like, lightly armored, the shields are facing the wrong way, so the missile attacks are just going to get in there unfettered. And now you can see that the Butchers of Kalkengard have 6 models left, and Zero might be able to stabilize this. Over here, though, this actually is really bad. If he lets his caster get beaten down by Gorbel, that's going to be probably game losses. I don't see him coming back from that. But Kolek could be the hero Gotham needs. He comes in with a huge smashing attack there on the Bray Shaman, and is he going to get the Shaman? It's hard to say. Man, oh, and the Gorbel's coming in. He's got a lot of Chosen and elite troops left. There still is a chance for 0, but it's really going to come down to his Kolek control. Is he going to be able to kind of keep Kolek in good shape? Because the rest of his army's doing pretty good, but Gorbel is going to give Kolek the business too. Kolek's even shaken. Gorbel has 65 speed, Kolek has 78, so Kolek is faster, which is quite nice. And it looks like the Brave Shaman with Death actually shatters. Wow, that's really good for Chaos, and he's actually killed. Wow. Okay, so Chaos is certainly back in the game here. Centaurs with throwing axes are doing their thing. Kolek just needs to run into the Shadow Realm. It's really going to come down to Zero's control of Kolek. I mean, if he could just kite, this is the reason why. Oh, and Kolek jukes out that somersault there. Nice control so far. Nice control. But the Gorbel is just such a terror in the night. I think that the Marauder Horsemasters here probably need to run in and pin this Gorbel in. Either that or he needs to go for like just a fight with the Gorbel and try and get lucky. It's going to be tough. Yeah, he needs to peel this Gorbel off. Kolek is like his last bastion of hope. If he could actually peel the Gorbel and then just fight with Kolek amongst these Centaurs and other tools here, that could actually be really strong. So he pins the Gorbel, but Kolek needs to stay busy. I mean, the rest of this Chaos army isn't going to be enough to, finish off the Butchers and these other units. Kolek is still needed here in this battle. Gorbel's taking a little bit of work as well, and it looks like he might be going in here. Spirit Leech coming down or Enfeebling Foe. This is a good Alpha Strike. This is what he needs. A couple really good attacks on Gorbel could be strong. I don't know why Kolek stopped his animation there. So he gets a nice attack right there, but he's down to 481. Kolek needs to get one more attack here. He gets it. He punts Gorbel, but at what cost? At what cost? I mean, that was good, though. Kolek goes down to the Butchers of Kalkengard, so Kolek does crumble. Man, this is a really close game here. And you can see here the Chaos Sorcerer is fighting as well. Oh, and Malagor's almost dead! The Chaos Sorcerer's been doing a great job, and the Chosen are there as well. Malagor has 494 HP. Is the Sorcerer going to live? It looks like he's broken, but he does have 78 speed, so he should be able to come back later in the battle. But it looks like with that, oh man, what a close game. Very well played to both players, but it looks like Aerocrastic is just barely going to edge that one out. What a close cockfight between those two players. Man, that was intense. So over here we have Marauder Horsemasters falling back, probably going to be charging, but there's just no chance for Chaos at this point. The Gorbel is really just the MVP here. Despite being punted and just karate kicked, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. He's coming in strong. So guys, that is that. And also, thank you to Son of Kiernan. Oh shit, just accidentally figured out how to donate. What's the best method? So YouTube takes a percentage like Twitch. They have kind of a similar platform there in terms of that. But, PayPal is more direct, but YouTube's fun also. So it's really just whatever your preference is. But yeah, thank you so much for the donation, man. Thank you so much. Man, that was a close game. That was a close one. So Arrow's going to go 2 here. And the current leader is going to be Arrow. So next we have Xiphos next. Xiphos is coming to do battle. This is going to be good. I'm excited for this one. Two fierce competitors going at it yet again. I don't know if Xiphos. A lot of people change their names, so sometimes. Oh, there he is. ODM Xiphos. I believe he is going to be on Pillar of Bone. Why did the Gorbel not send flying by the Horsemaster charge? That's a really good question, Roz. That is an incredibly astute question. So Xiphos is here. We're going to be on the Pillar of Bone for this map. Arrow picks and bans the current king. I'm not sure what Xiphos said. I think he said Enyang. I don't know if he's trying to say something else. It was a really, really good play. I mean, the Beastmen have the mobility for sure. Aerocrastic picks Bretonnia. For the lady. He wants to beat Xiphos with the Bretonians. I wonder if he's trying to send a message. So after this, after Xiphos, we have Ebo, Kark, Zaxbane, Hadries, and Amove, who are going to be closing out our stream here. Cool. Cool. We got some good play. It's time. The hands are doing okay today. They're doing okay today. I haven't done too much yet, so. Maybe it is hello in Korean, perhaps. Because Aerocrastic, though he lives in America, does speak Korean, I believe, so. Perhaps that is it. That would most certainly make sense. So we're here in Game 3. Xiphos, apparently, according to Aerocrastic here, does have a pretty good track record in King of the Hill, having won 11 games in a row. That is quite intense. Corn is not amused. They can do mirror matches if they want to, just some guy, but I tend to prefer not to do those because it's not very fun to cast. And for newer people in the community, it's like when you're watching it, it's really hard to follow. So from a spectator perspective, it's not very fun. I mean, in my opinion. So we're gonna have Norska versus Bretonnia. I think Norska has a slight edge here, but it's certainly very attainable as well for the Norskins. I mean, for the Bretonnians. Like, Bretonnia can do it. Their cav can really punish Norscan infantry, but it really just comes down to dealing with, like, Fimir and things like that. The stream's been going for about 30 minutes. We're on the third game of the day in our King of the Hill series, as the players do pick their armies. Zach, wait, there have not been any lizards yet, but I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be. Yar, Norska. Yar, fiddle yar. So we're going to see what happens if the Warhammer Vikings are going to be able to take out the King Arthur people. Should be fun. But yeah, as far as the matchup goes, I probably would opt for like a King Lewin type character. I mean, Fey Enchantress is pretty good as well, but I mean, you could go Fey Enchantress plus double Paladin. That can be pretty strong. I think going with, just Bretonnian Chaff Infantry, I think Questing Knights are very strong here. Questing Knights have enough AP to deal with Fimir, especially with a little bit of magic support. Man, they can really butter that bread. So there's certainly some strength there. Yeah, no, I agree, Lotus. I think that Fimir with Grey Opens are an incredibly strong pick against Bretonnia. It's a pain in the ass to deal with. Your Peasant Archers can't really kill them because they have missile resist, plus they're heavily armored. And on top of that, they're just like an anchor piece against Bretonnian heavy cav. Again, Bretonnia can do it, but I think it's a very micro-intensive affair for them, whereas Norska can simply, and more often than not, just mouth breathe and just kind of move forward. But still, I think that Aerocrastic is certainly up to it here. And we'll see how it goes. I think the top tier factions in Total War Warhammer are probably Dark Elves, Vampire Coast. Let me think about that. Dark Elves, Vampire Coast, Lizardmen. Yeah, Dark Elves, Vampire Coast, Lizardmen, Tomb King Skaven would probably be my top factions if I had to say. Because, like, those factions don't really have too many bad matchups. That's the thing. And that's kind of how you dictate what a really competitive faction is. Like, if you look at, like, a single linear matchup, right? Like, one faction might be really strong. But, like, across the board, Lizardmen don't have too many terrible matchups. And, neither do Vampire Coast. Vampire Coast can compete with anyone. Arguably, though, some of the maybe, like, dwarves can be hard for them sometimes. But it's really not that bad. Like, it can still be won. Like, it's not, like, super oppressive. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I think Dark Elves are a top tier faction as well. Move, attack, win, the way of Norska. Well, Black Phillip, to answer your question about why Fimir have missile resist, from a lore perspective, they're kind of like swamp dwelling creatures. So they're supposed to be kind of like skulking and stalking and like kind of hard to see. So that's kind of the whole point of that. Yeah. There was a Turin bingo created long ago. I don't think Chaos is a top tier faction because they have a couple hard counters, like several hard counters. Well, not several, but they have a couple bad matchups, which I think takes them out of the running for being a top tier faction. But they're still really good. Chaos can beat anyone. I'm just saying, like, factions that don't have bad matchups are typically going to be considered better. You're welcome, Parker Jones. Wood Elves, I think Wood Elves are a really good faction. But the thing about Wood Elves is they have a couple really bad matchups. And that's kind of like if you're playing in a tournament, like Wood Elves, I think, have a really hard time with Bretonnia. Like equally skilled Bretonnian players against like a Wood Elf player, like mains, like it's going to be really hard for the Wood Elves to win that. And there's a couple matchups like that for Wood Elves. They kind of, yeah. I think Dark Elves perhaps struggle against Wood Elves. They have a good matchup versus Coast. Yeah, I actually think that Dark Elves have it okay against Vampire Coast. Maybe I'm an outlier there, Lotus, but I've always felt like that. I used to be a Vampire Coast main when they first came out, but I haven't played them much lately. But I think that, like, Dark Elves they have pretty good tools. Shades are really strong. They have pretty solid anti-large. Their chaff are cost-effective against yours. Like, it's pretty good. Yeah, Fimir are like swamp-dwelling creatures, yeah. They are. In accordance with the lore and everything. Lizards are really good, I'm telling you. Lizardmen are a top tier faction. They're like durable, they're very forgiving, like you can make mistakes and recover. RD Slayer says, hi, Turin. If I win the lottery on Friday, I'll pay for your my hand. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Well, good luck in the lottery. I would certainly appreciate that. Like, man, I usually tend to play like the Haggard factions, you know? But man, I started playing Dark Elves recently and I was like, God damn, they're so strong. Their lords are just so good. Their unit utility is amazing. Garland Green says, how expensive are bow parts over there? Was thinking it might be worth ordering from overseas directly instead of through a retailer here. Garland, probably cheaper, I would imagine. Shipping is where they might get you. It depends on what you're trying to order. But in terms of that kind of like hunting apparel, like the US has it on lock for sure. And you can get some really good deals from what I've heard. But again, shipping is where they might get you. So it depends on how big the piece is you're ordering. Hopefully that answers your question. Holy sack. Thank you so much, Garland. Appreciate it, man. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. Oh, Pegasus Knights. You know, Pegasus Knights are decent against Skin Wolves. And if you can rear charge Famir and break them because their leadership sucks, I mean, you can chase them off the battlefield. It's still a bold strategy. I don't know if it's going to work out, but, you know, Arrow likes to go hard. So for Arrow's army, 2 Pegasus Knights, pretty good against Skin Wolves, good against enemy skirmishers, hounds. Famir are a little bit of a problem because they have 110 armor, and these guys lack AP. But imagine if Pegasus Knights had good, like, decent AP values. Man, they would be such a powerhouse. Well, not a powerhouse, but they'd be a lot better. So 2 Pegasus Knights, 4 groups of peasant archers, just to kind of wail down on berserkers and lightly armored targets. On top of that, he's got a couple peasants, and it looks like Knights Errant, and Knights of the Realm, and Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis. And in the back, he's got a couple foot squires, Beast Slayers of Bastone, and it looks like a Damsel of Lore of Life. A very strange army here for Arrow. I mean, it has the tools. It lacks AP for sure. I mean, Famir are going to be just his bane in this matchup, but with really good control, and if he's able to, you know, get some really good volleys and rear charge and break the leadership of these Famir, that's going to be his best bet here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, yeah, I don't know. For the armies of Xiphos, a little bit more standard. Marauders in the front line can pretty much, you know, fight most Bretonnian chaff. Berserkers, he's got some Frosthounds. Is it going to be Throg? Wulfric on a Chariot. I've always thought that Throg's very good in this matchup, but Wulfric is good. I mean, Seafang's really strong, plus the Hunter of Champions is just such a good utility spell. He does also have a Shaman Sorcerer with Fireball and Burning Head to kind of roast peasant archers. And it looks like Xiphos has Miststalkers and 2, yeah, this is standard. Like 2 Famir with Great Weapons and the Miststalkers. It is so hard for Bretonnia to deal with. But I mean, if Arrow can snipe, you know, get in there and snipe Wulfric, snipe some of those other high-value targets, maybe use the Beast Slayers of Bastone to kind of, you know, hold off the Miststalkers, maybe. It's still going to be a massive advantage for Xiphos, I would say, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. For the lady, indeed. Of course, everyone, I'm sure, wants the Bretonnian army to win. And the Bretonnians do have the advantage in mobility. They are going to be able to hammer the flanks and just get in there against Marauders really quickly. And it looks like Xiphos is going to be dropping a Fireball here against the Defenders, or Knights Errant, actually. Probably will kill a couple models. And it cleaves a couple of horsemen. Actually, 5. That's pretty good value. So from there, I mean, you know, the defenders can actually deal with Beasts of Tashnar and different things like that. But he's thinking about doing a charge here, but the Famir are pretty close by. But if Arrow has pretty good control, he should be able to pull back and forth and make sure he doesn't get caught. But it's still a lot to, you know, you're asking a lot here. And where are the Pegasus Knights going to go? That's the thing. I think you just have to rear charge Famir and try and break those guys. Like, use the Peasant Archers to take out the Berserkers, isolate the Famir, rear charge and break their leadership. So the first charge coming in, the Knights of the Realm going to be getting a lancing charge into those filthy barbarians. And at this point, they need to pull back. Oh, that's really rough. Arrow might have screwed up here. He might have screwed the pooch, guys. So these Knights of the Realm are going to hold, and Norscan Ice Wolves have gotten their paws on those guys. So suddenly, it looks like those Knights of the Realm are going to be Shrek'd in pretty much every meaning of the word. Now, on the other side, some of the Knights Errant are able to get back here and get a decent charge on Marauders. Peasant Bowmen are shooting into those guys, but this was a pretty big folly over here. Losing those Knights of the Realm like that, I think, was a substantial mistake. But we'll see if Arrow can recover. So it looks like Alberic is going to be going in, trying to duel Wulfric here. He does have the Hunter of Champions, and a nice hammering charge in the front. Those defenders are really doing a lot of work against Berserkers. And the Burning Head does kill one group of Peasant Archers, but it's nothing to write home about. So this is where things get a little bit messy, when the Famir and the infantry kind of get into the front line. And look at this massive collapse. Like, what is Bretonnia going to do against this? I guess they have men-at-arms and a couple other troops like that. Alberic needs to kill Wulfric faster for this to kind of be, you know, functional. And I'm really surprised we didn't see too many Quest Knights. Now, here are the Pegasus Knights landing and just being terrible as usual. They land, they're at 15 models, they're just dying to, like, Marauders and Beasts of Tashnar, which is just rough. And I think Xiphos is going to be taking this game in a relatively quick fashion. You can see the Peasant Bowmen are shooting in, getting good value here, but I just don't see the Bretonnians salvaging this. Lewin up in the sky, not Lewin, excuse me, Alberic is going to be looking for some targets. Maybe go and snipe the Shaman Sorcerer, or just keep trying to finish off Wulfric. I mean, Wulfric's almost dead. Beast Slayers of Bastone are going to be diving in. This is a good joint. Get the Pegasus Knights on that Shaman Sorcerer right there. That is a really good engagement. So Alberic's going to go in, and the Shaman Sorcerer might die really quick, and this is one way Arrow could actually get back in this game, is just sniping characters. with his mobility, he is able to just annihilate that Shaman Sorcerer. And plus he's on top of the Beast Slayers of Bastion, who should be able to kind of hold back this tide for a moment. Over here on the far side, we do have some Bretonnian Cav coming back online. Foot Squires are holding the formation quite firm, and it looks like he is able to snipe the caster. So that is one way Aerocrastic could get back in this game here. He was certainly behind. You know, a lot of his troops are compromised. His peasant archers are pretty much offline. But if you can goon Wulfric and, you know, do his thing there, maybe. Wulfric's actually confident, and he's going to go down to probably steady at this point. Pegasus Knights are thinking, but there's a ton of Familiar with Great Opens here. You do not want to get mixed up with those guys. So Beast Slayers of Bastion, quite beat up. Unfortunately, they are having to fight Berserkers here, and they have 80 armor, which is helpful, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to really save them here. And you can see Pegasus Knights are pulling back up in the skies. Alberic is going to be fighting in the pits, but he is surrounded by Norscan Ice Wolves plus Famir. There's a chance he might not get away here, and the Famir, if Xiphos wants to, can pile in and maybe do some really good damage to him. Pegasus Knights up in the sky, looking for opportunities again. Maybe just go after Wulfric, honestly. I think Lord Sniping is really the only chance the Bretonnians have at this point. The Famir are just going to be such a terror, and the AP for the lads is pretty much offline. Alberic trying to get away. Does he have any, you know, peasants that can help him? These peasant archers in the back, maybe they could shoot and kind of peel some peasant mobs. Actually going to be surging in to try and help out, but yeah, Famir just everywhere, just causing problems. Nice little center mass here. You can see that the Bretonnians are able to kind of stabilize this situation, and it looks like a Pegasus Knight charge coming in, attacking the back of the Famir. Is this going to be enough to break them? Probably not. Because, I mean, it's such a good engagement for them. But if Alberic comes in, maybe. Peasant mobs are able to kind of block those guys up. This is a good opportunity to actually muck up these Famir and maybe break them off the battlefield. 38 leadership, though, that's quite a bit. And you can see here the Norscans on the far side have pretty much cleaved the entire Bretonnian formation asunder. Norscan Ice Wolves also chasing off Peasant Bowmen. There just wasn't enough to kind of stop that onslaught here. And now Pegasus Knights are going to be trying, and they've gotten decent damage, honestly. They terrified these Famir, which is really good. So Arrow's still in this game. If he could actually just chase these Famir off the battlefield and just isolate them methodically with his big flying goon squad, maybe. It's a big maybe, for sure. And it looks like they're broken. They're shaken. Oh, -1 leadership. He needs to break those guys ASAP. We got some Norscan Hounds coming back in. And Norscan Hounds actually are large entities, unlike regular wolves. So the Pegasus Knights can actually do pretty well against them. Here you can see that the damsel is going to be in distress, and she's going to be running, popping her Power Stone to give her a little bit more Winds Magic. And man, if Arrow wins this, that is going to be some legendary stuff for sure. So the Famir Warriors break here, and look at that. Bounce of Power coming back towards the middle. The Pegasus Knights doing a pretty solid job here, just getting those surrounds and those rear charges. Wulfric's coming in, but Wulfric, like, what are you going to do against Alberic on a chariot? I mean, Alberic's going to be able to get you pretty good. So at this point, if Arrow can chase off the Famir, I think he might be in a position to do okay. If he cannot, he's probably just going to get his bread bug, his croissant, or in the case of Bretonnia. So Alberic's going to be falling back to the Beast Slayers of Bastion. There still are 30 models. These Pegasus Knights need to chase these guys off, I think. Or maybe try and goon Wulfric. That's an option as well. There are some peasant mobs holding up here, fighting off the Beast of Tashnar. Nice little Pegasus Knight charge there. Able to get some work in, and immediately he's going to be pulling back those 17 Pegasus Knights. Man, this is some epic play here. Very, very good stuff. Alberic's getting a little bit low, though. There needs to be some healing for him, if there is. I believe the damsel, who was in distress earlier, is now back, and she's going to be getting a fat regrowth on Alberic, which is going to be really, really good. And the Famir, where are those guys? All right, there's a fair amount of Bretonnians coming back. There's archers, but man, you chase these guys off, get something on them. I don't know. I feel like if they come back, they're going to be really hard to break again. So Alberic's on the hunt. A nice little cycle charge coming in from the Pegasus Knights. He's able to break those Famir warriors with great weapons. And you can see here that Alberic's going to be diving in as well. And the Famir are broken. What planet is this? Where do we... What realm of existence? What plane of reality? The Bretonnians are rallying here. And they're slowly, with Pegasus Knights, mind you, picking apart the Famir. Now, these guys need to be broken off over here. Get some peasant bowmen shooting them. Just do what you can. Oh, and Wulfric's getting crushed with the steel chair. Alberic coming in. What insane gameplay here. So Alberic is hit with Hunter of Champions, but the Famir are going to break. I mean, they have bad leadership in general. And the damsel's coming back in. The damsel rear charge actually puts him at negative leadership for a second. And peasant bowmen are also going to be coming back in. There are some berserkers in the distance. This is nuts. And wow, the Bretonnians pull out the victory. I can't believe that. Wow. The Bretonnians with Pegasus Knights in a counter matchup, by the power of the lady, come in and steal the victory from the clutches of defeat. Man, that is probably one of the best, most entertaining games I've seen in a long time. As a matter of fact, I hope Arrow saved that, because I would love to cast that separately. That was amazing. Damn. What a replay, guys. Not even a replay. What a live battle, I should say. All right, guys. A donation from Dob Plays. I have a free super chat. How does that work, Dob? Thank you for the donation, man. And also we have A donation coming in on PayPal. $1.99 coming in from, I don't know. I can't even read that. It's just a bunch of random letters. Well, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Man, that was an incredible game. Shaman just got 2 hit in the first 30 seconds. Man. That was a crazy one. For the lady. Who knew Pegasus Knights? I know. Seriously. So, Ebo, you're up next. So, Ebo. Alberic OP says Zyphos as he heads back into the night. All right. That's what happened to me last night with the Norska build too. How did one peasant mob get 53 kills? Well, I have a feeling they chase stuff off the battlefield. Magic D, thank you for the $20 donation, dude. Oh man, they're coming in storms here. Magic D with the 20. Kyle Hollenbeck says, you the man, Turin. Well, you're the man, Kyle. Thank you, dude. Magic D, you forgot your message. Here, type your message. I'm watching. Yeah, I'm watching the chat right now. King, I think our list is pretty long. Although if we do get through the entire list, I can add you on into the back. Yeah. That was an incredible game. Damn. Romulan dog. Was it you, you dirty dog? King Nod of the Dead is trying to get out. I see him, don't worry. Magic D, yeah, it was. It was amazing play for sure. So we're going to be on Oakenhammer. Aerocrastic's going to go Vampire Counts, and Ebo's going to go Harganeth. I don't know if I've seen Ebo play before. Perhaps I have. So they're going to pick their armies away. Yeah, I know, Zyphos. Losing your magic early was rough, man. So the Eternal Challenger League Grand Finals are August 10th and 11th. It's a 2-day event. Ever chosen status. Thank you again, guys. Well, I'm sure Arrow would play Empire if you asked him. Yeah, his micro was really good that game, for sure. It really came down to his control. And sniping the caster. I mean, Alberic's a really good sniper, though. Because unlike Lewin doesn't have a bonus versus large. So Alberic's bonus versus large, it really helps him connect with those big targets like Wolfric and Shaman. So, I mean, Lewin can kill them quick, too. But Alberic probably a little bit quicker because of the bonus versus large. You say Legend of Chota War sends his regards? Well, I send my regards right back. I send them right back. Hope he's doing well. Evaniel. Those peasants need to be stopped before the Soviet Bretonian Republic becomes a thing. Bretonian Republic. Thank you so much. Oh my god, hang on. It's moving pretty quick here. Evaniel, thank you for the 50 DKK, man. And we'll see. The Peasant Uprising is coming. Pickled Buddha. I always miss these lives, so happy to catch it. Pickled, thank you for the 10 as well. I'm glad you're here. And yeah, Arrow's on a roll today. He is tearing it up. The Bretonian plebs, as you word it, did hold back the Norscan tide, yes. Stop it, King. Don't summon them. Yeah, Zyphos, I thought he was Lewin for like half the battle too, man. I was like, what the hell is this? But I played Aerocrastic, like we've been playing a ton of games recently, and like he always picks Alberic. Well, Alberic does give bonus versus large nearby troops, so it's pretty useful actually. I mean, arguably better than Lewin in some circumstances. Like giving Questing Knights bonus versus large is really valuable. Yeah, smash that like button for sure if you guys are enjoying it. It does help. Oh man, life is good, my friends. Life is good. It is really hot in here. I'm sweating like a dog, but that's okay. Where's Sotek when we need him? I'm not sure. I might actually play in Sotek's tabletop tournament this Friday if he'll have me. Ascending King of the Dead. Aerocrastic's getting out of control. No, don't summon the Slanesh bots. Stop. The donations are what summons them, because I think they smell the money and they come. They smell the decadence, right? I'm actually, so today I'm going to play at my local game store. I'm playing a Warhammer 40k game, and I'm going to be using a Black Legion Death Guard army. And I just got Abaddon the Despoiler, and he's finally finished. He's all painted up, and man, he's just going to just go deep. I'm so excited to use him. King of the Dead's here. Yeah, he wasn't there when I was setting up the games. But if we get through everyone on the list, I can start taking more people. All right, so Arrow currently has 3 wins. It's going to be pretty hard to usurp him at this point. Somebody's probably best case scenario is to try and, like, you know, tie him. Roz, it depends. I would just say pick a faction you want to play and then do research on how viable they are in terms of competitive play, because I don't care how casual you are. If you play an army that just sucks and you lose all the time, you're going to not be as interested in the game. So, yeah. All right. Summon Falcon. Well, we're actually going to be having a best of 7 with Falcon and Aerocrastic on the channel this week at some point. I'm not sure when, working on schedules, but yeah, we're doing it. So the 40k tabletop game is actually at the store, my local game store, so this one won't be, but eventually I will do it. I'd like to have my first game be with Spartacus, but he's quite elusive and busy all the time, so I don't know. We'll see. I might have to grab someone else, unfortunately. Saroth, don't stop making vids for Total War greetings from Germany. I won't. There'll always be Total War here. As long as like the current Total War games that I'm playing have a multiplayer community, for sure. My kind of roadmap, obviously, is to continue covering, you know, Warhammer 3 and then go really heavy into Warcraft 3 Reforged when that does come out. Obviously, it won't usurp Warhammer in any way, but okay, this is an interesting build here. Does he have a caster? Okay, he does. I was like, oh god, please have a caster. Yeah, I played Dungeons and Dragons a long time ago. The last time I played was 2012. It's been a while, actually. But in 2012, I played, I can't remember what edition it was, but I played a Dread Warlock, who I basically just made like Palpatine. It was really fun. So, for the forces of the Dark Elves, Elite Frontline, Blades of the Blood Queen, Hargoneth Executioners, 2 Shades with dual weapons here to try and fend off zombie summons, a couple spears on the flanks, 2 groups of halberds in the back, one of which is going to be Blackguard, actually, and then it's going to be the Hellebronai, and Witch Elves as well. I mean, in Crone Hellebron with the Cursed Blade on foot. Now, I think she does have the Cursed Blade. Actually, she should, because it is like a Mortis Engine effect, but I don't know if this army is going to be able to kind of hold. I feel like the vampires are just going to envelop it, and it's just going to kind of get crumped out by the Mortis Engine. For Aerocrastic, we got Manfred, Double Vargulf, a Mortis Engine, and it looks like there's going to be Black Knights, and Black Knights here, zombies, and mostly just chaff. The Mortis Engine and a couple Graveguard units can, you know, have some punch here, and the Shades are able to get some good fire back, so now Arrow knows there are Shades here. And the Vargulf can't get too risky, though, because if it does get rampaged here by the Witch Elves, it could actually just die. So Arrow still has his work cut out for him, for sure. But a very static army here. I would like to see some Cold One Knights really controlling the backfield and giving him some battlefield control, but we'll see. Tabletop Simulator 40k is quite a bit of fun. It's my issue with it is that, for me, all that extra clicking kind of adds up and hurts my hands a little bit, but yeah, it is what it is. So here we go. It's a pretty tight little formation here. It's really going to come down to the shade control. Manfred does have Spirit Leech and Buna, so he's easily going to be able to Buna the Blackguard probably and then just penetrate the back line. But the Witch Elves are back there as well. So if Arrow slips up, for example, lands Manfred, lets the Vargulfs get trapped by the Witch Elves, they could die very, very quickly. Crone Hellebron on foot, a very interesting pick as well. Manfred is going to be jumping on the flank here, just cackling and killing a single Hargoneth Executioner as he runs away. Just and you can see here the Shade's going to be shooting into the Graveguard, getting a couple kills. So far, Dark Elves are holding. It's really going to be, you know, can these Shades get their value, or are they going to get tar pitted? And nice volley there, working down a couple of those Graveguard, but it's only a matter of time before Manfred gets in there and uses that Fate of Buna on the Blackguard. That's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be a Buna and an Alpha Strike on the Blackguard to try and crumble them. And here comes the Buna, like predicted. It's coming down. Blackguard are going to get slapped. The base shall be slapped, and there's nothing they can really do about this, unfortunately. So the Hargoneth Executioners are going to be surging into some Skeleton Warriors. And is he going to be able to defend the Shade line? The Shades are doing good work, for sure. They're actually killing a group of Graveguard very efficiently, so quite impressed with their performance there. And it looks like the Blackguard are going to be surging forth to intercept the Black Knights. And the Vargulf has to be really careful. I mean, the Vargulf will just get annihilated by Witch Elves. And Crone Hellebron's on foot as well. And so far, the Dark Elves are actually doing okay. You know, I actually thought they would be overwhelmed much quicker. But it seems like they're holding out. But this is where things start to get a little bit ugly, is when the Claw of Nagash gets in there and starts draining all of these forces. Now, Crone Hellebron needs to get her hands dirty. Witch Elves are flying overhead. Gaze of Cain going down, which is going to give some leadership and other good stats here. Oh no, this could lose him the game. If Ebo's paying attention here and the Witch Elves are able to rampage Manfred, that could be game blouses. Is he going to get rampaged? Oh man, Manfred just barely gets away. That was very lucky. Had Ebo been able to rampage Manfred there, that could have been like a game-losing situation. Now, the back line is open now. So these Hellebroni need to surge forward and kind of protect the Shade pocket. The Shades, of course, are a staple here. They need to be doing most of the heavy lifting. And what are they going to be shooting? They need to go after Claw and Gash. Manfred, man, Manfred just got really, really lucky there that did not go off. The Blackguard and Nagaron going to keep fighting. Blades of the Blood Queen and company are going to be cutting through these Graveguard relatively efficiently, and it looks like he's going after the Vargulf. Ebo doing a very good job, I have to say. And he does also have the Flaming Sword of Ruin imbuing fire damage, hence massively multiplying the damage against the Vargulf here, and the Vargulf might actually just go down. Wow, interesting stuff. So Hellebroni going to be surging in to try and protect these Shades who are now being compromised. So the Shades are in a bit of trouble. Fate of Una is going to be going down, so Manfred would appear as saving his Winds of Magic for that. But a Vargulf is dead. The Vargulf's dead. This is a pretty healthy pocket here. One group of Shades is in really good shape. The other Vargulf is kind of waiting in the wings, but the Mortis Engine is effectively draining the Harganeth Executioners. So that's a nice little engagement here for the Undead. But yeah, losing these Shades here is going to kind of suck. But at the very least, they have dual weapons, so they can put up an okay fight. And it looks like is there Witch Elves nearby? It looks like Witch Elves are mostly fighting Chaff, which is a little bit unfortunate. If the Witch Elves could get here and rampage Manfred, Crone Hellebron's getting in there, actually. She's getting in there and karate chopping Manfred. I mean, she is a superior duelist, of course. Crone Hellebron doing quite a bit of work, and wow, Aerocrastic needs to be careful. If he loses Manfred here, that is going to be a disaster. So it looks like a Burning Head going down here from the Dark Elves, and the Shades with dual weapons are going to be falling back. Where are they going to be shooting? It looks like they're going to be turning about face. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed here with this Dark Elf play. I mean, both players are playing very well, but I really did not expect this build to function this well. The Blades of the Blood Queen do have the buff, the Flaming Sword of Ruin, and they're going to be karate chopping the zombies and Graveguard here. Manfred going to be charging in to recharge his Sword of Unholy Power. And Crone Hellebron looks like she does have her sword, does she? I'm not sure. It looks like the aura is going off. So if we look here, she does have, that's Blood Frenzy. I don't think she has the Sword of Unholy Power, which I think would have been really nice here. But I don't know. Still, the Mortis Engine probably is going to be able to, I mean, unless something really drastic happens, that Mortis Engine is going to be very punishing against this force. Because, like, the Shades are offline. I guess the Witch Elves could potentially rampage it and then hold it in place, which would be really nice. Crone Hellebron getting a couple poking attacks. Gaze of Cain going down, which is a really powerful buff. Very, very underrated. Gives a ton of a melee attack and other juicy stats to these guys. And a Burning Head going down as well to try and clear off some of this chaff. Witch Elves need to re-engage. I'm not sure why they're just kind of standing there. Maybe they're just trying to screen out the Black Knights and just kind of keep tabs on them. Burning Head is going to kill a couple Witch Elves there. And we have Dread Spears, and it looks like the Dark Elf Force was able to win this fight up on the high ground here. And it's a close fight. Crone Hellebron's, she's fighting pretty hard here, but the Witch Elves, he needs to get those guys involved here. Forgetting them is certainly a big mistake. Harganeth Executioners, Blades of the Blood Queen still fighting. Witch Elves now are going to be charging. If they could get those Black Knights too, that would be pretty good. And the Black Knights might actually charge into their own Rampage. So the Black Knights charge in, and if they get Rampage, it pretty much is, they're just dead. And it looks like some Shades may have gotten free, which is really nice. So the Shades here are going to be shooting, going up into the high ground, trying to take out Manfred. Manfred's going to be landing, but there are a lot of pissed off Dark Elves here. A lot of these guys. Oh man, zombies rampaged, big time. Black Knights also rampaged, and it looks like the Blackguard and Nagaron are going to be able to get in and do some work. Crone Hellebron's doing pretty good this game. Mortis Engine is still a big issue though. Manfred could still win the game simply with these 3 single entities, and it looks like he's going to be trying to go after Crone Hellebron. She might just want to turn and fight. I mean, if she gets 1 or 2 attacks on Manfred, but it looks like she's going to be surging into the main pocket, trying to get back to the supporting elements of her army. The Witch Elves here are getting kind of low, and they actually get terrified by the Mortis Engine. And that's the thing. The Mortis Engine, if you don't kill it, is like, ugh, God, it's so nasty. And the Shades with dual weapons, it looks like most of the Dark Elf force is actually wavering. That is interesting. So a lot of these guys are going to be breaking off, but they'll probably be coming back. A lot of this is just terror routes, and terror routes are only temporary. So there is a case to be made for that. And the Shades are dead. Wow. Wow. Mass rout. How did that was dirty. Oh my God. So I have to say, I think Ebo played a really good game. I think that his target priority was what may have cost him. In a couple situations, like had he been able to rampage Manfred, or he should have focused the Mortis Engine down. The Mortis Engine was literally what single-handedly won Arrow that game, in conjunction with his good control, but the Mortis Engine was incredibly nasty. Like, that just killed all of his elite troops. And, man, yeah, the Mortis, you have to kill Mortis Engines. You cannot let those things live, or else you're just going to lose. Like, it's a must-kill target. And, so currently Arrow's up 4 here in this King of the Hill. And next we have Kark. Well, if everything gets terror routed at once, you're just going to lose. GG. That was a really good game. So now we have Kark, who is a very solid player as well. Oh, man, Kark is ready. He is ready. He is here. He's ready to just get fisticuffs. Well, that was anticlimactic. That was a really close battle, though. Jesus. All right, guys, and we're back in action here. We have another donation from Garland Green of $20. Wait, is that Garland? Yes. Garland, thank you so much for the 20, man. Much appreciated, brother. Hopefully you're enjoying these games. Well, Armando, I will let you know. Yeah. I will. And I would gladly show anything you send me on the channel. So, unfortunately, I'm a little stingy, but yeah, of course, man. I would love to show it off on the channel. I just got Abaddon, the Despoiler. He's all done. He's really, really solid. So, Aeroclastic's going Empire. Kark is going to play Empire. No. Wait. Good to see you again. And Kark says me too. And now he's deciding on his faction pick. Oh. Tomb Kings versus Empire. A fun matchup for sure. A very fun matchup. I'm trying to think, Palooka. There was something I was looking to get. I am incredibly excited for Warcraft 3 Reforged, and I will be playing that into the Shadow Realm. That was like my main RTS game that like I loved. So I'll be playing that. Well, to buy Abaddon new in box is $60. Yeah, he's pretty. I mean, he's a really good character, but with the nerf to Cultists, he's not quite as strong. But yeah, he's really fun to use. It's a really fun character. I'm like one of those people who I play competitive Warhammer. Like I only like competitive games really, but I play lists that are like not quite top tier, that are really like off meta. I tend, which does hold me back, but it's the way I prefer to play. Like I like to play with units that your opponents don't even know what they do, and then that's how you kind of get your edge. Yeah, chaos stuff, Armando, for sure. I'll let you know. I mean, I have all my Death Guard I could possibly want. It's mainly like with my Black Legion army. I'm trying to think what I would need. Maybe some like Havocs or something like that. Yeah, I'll let you know, brother. Kark, make arrow bow before you're king. Kark's a very good player. Very good control here. We're going to see what he ends up picking. Anthony Riley says, live stream always. I love it, man. I wanted to ask you guys. I am an Undead main in Warcraft 3. Yeah, that's my best faction. I can compete with pretty good players with Undead. With the other ones, not so much, but... maybe I'll put it to a poll in the community section, which is probably better because I won't be able to keep up with your responses here in chat. But would you guys rather... There's something that... Just food for thought. Would you guys rather see more streams, or more video content? Because I could feasibly stream 5 or 6 days a week if I put up less videos. Because sometimes I put up 2 a day on videos. So it really... If you guys would rather see more streams, I can do that. I can accommodate. But of course, I would still put up videos, but... Yeah. I played a ton of StarCraft and Brood War, yes. I was pretty deep in that, but I was very young, so I wasn't that good. Oh, dude, custom maps were so fun on Glued Toast. Oh, God. I have no idea what the next DLC will be. Yeah, we'll drop a link to Kark's stream afterwards. Oh my God, it is so hot. It is so hot in here. I'm literally glistening. The thing is, because everybody that's here in the stream is probably going to say stream because that's what your thing, right? But there's still, what do I have on the channel? 71,000 subs or still so I'll put it to a poll. Both, yeah, I know both. Well, so the idea would be that I put up 5 videos a week. So right now I put up about 10 to 14 videos a week, okay? So if I were to switch up the format and try it out a little bit, I would put up 5 to 6 videos a week, and then I would stream 5 days a week instead of 2 days a week. So you get slightly less videos, but there would be a stream every day as well. Shirtless streams. Oh, God. Drop a like on the stream, lads. Help out our boys. Unglued Toast, thank you, man. My favorite 40k army to play against. I love playing against, like, Tyranids, Orcs. I love playing Horde armies. Like, it's really fun, thematically, to just have these, like, massive armies just going fisticuffs. I hate playing against Imperial Knights. I hate Knight lists. God, I hate Knights. They're just the worst. It's just like, oh, the game's just like, it takes away so much of the fun for me, because it's like, they'll have like 3 Knights, and like, the thing that I don't like about Knight lists, right, is that, like, it's really hard for an all-comers list to effectively deal with Knights, unless, like, of course, high-level players plan for it in the current metagame, but like, if you're just playing like at your local store with friends, like, and you just show up with a Knight list, and they don't know you're playing Knights, it's like, it's so hard to deal with all those like 26 wound, like toughness 8 things. I mean, almost all my lists are designed to be able to beat Knights, but it's like, I can see for new players it's very unfun to play against Knight lists. So yeah, Michael, it's boiling, dude. Yeah. Miguel says, can I enter a tournament? It's paying more than my job. Yeah. Yeah. My least favorite, I mean, I understand why Knights are cool, because if you don't want to have like a huge army and deal with a bunch of models, it's I respect it. It's just I don't like playing against them, because it's like it's very all or nothing. It's like you either kill the Knight or you just lose, you know? It's like, the thing is las cannons like aren't even that crazy against them, because like, so the las cannons are okay against Knights. The issue being is that the random damage plus Knights with rotated ion shields have a 4-up, so you're hitting on 3s, wounding on probably 4s, which is pretty crappy as is. Then you have to get through a 4-up invuln and roll random damage variants. So I'm not a huge fan of las cannons in general. I think Justin Gagey will probably win that fight. Johnny Dingles. Copy that, Marco. Thank you for the feedback, man. Oh, Bretonnians all day. Yeah, playing against Tau is very frustrating as well, but Tau aren't as bad, because Tau have, like, they have their own weaknesses, right? If you can force Tau to move out of their castle, like, they have a ballistic skill of, like, 4 on a lot of their stuff. When they move, they take a penalty. They're hitting on 5s. And yes, they have marker lights and things to compensate for that. But Tau are pretty similar to Knights nowadays, because they just run the Riptide battle suits and just kind of sit in the corner and cackle and like don't have to move or think at all. They're just like, oh, I'm just going to shoot that, and yeah. Like, I feel like Knights shouldn't be able to have better than a 5-up invuln. Like, they just, I feel like it's kind of oppressive. I don't know. I'm biased. I just don't like them. Anyways, guys, back to the game. Let's focus. So we have Kark on the Tomb Kings. Front line's going to be Skeleton Warriors, Ushapti Great Bows, Setra the Imperishable, Skeleton Horseman Archers, a very good counter pick here. Skeleton Horseman Archers are going to be able to counter skirmish Outriders very effectively, so I love that pick here from Kark. But look at the grenade salvos coming in and wrecking those Skeleton Warriors. A couple carrying as well, carrying on the backside, but yeah, good stuff. For the rest of the army here, for Aerocrastic, he's got Demogryph Knights paired up with the Warrior Priest, very heavy metal. He's got more Outriders in the back, and it looks like Demogryph Knights with Halberds with an Arch Lector. Very cool armies. So the first fighting's underway. Demogryph Knights with Halberds are hot in pursuit, but they do get intercepted by Carrion here. Carrion are a decent little tar pit unit, can be able to kind of hold those guys in place. Now the frontline fighting is underway. Ushapti Great Bows need to be teeing off into those Demogryph Knights. Demogryph Knights with Halberds are going to be very oppressive here. And it looks like Kark may actually be losing Setra relatively quickly. He needs to get Setra out of that situation, or at least provide some support. Now, in the back, Kark does have Neakar Horsemen coming in a very, very wide route here, but having Setra fight in the center is a very, very bad idea. He's going to be getting crumbs incredibly hard. And now this other group of Demogryph Knights is free. And the Skeleton Chariots from Kark are going to be slamming into the front line, probably going into some of these state troops. But oh no, this is so bad. Demogryph Knights coming in for Sigmar. The erect Sigmar charge, pinning in these chariots. That is like a hard counter. Just brutal, brutal stuff. So this is actually, I think, costing Kark the game here. Oh no, my game crashed. No, bad stream. Well, guys, they can play that one out, and we'll get back to it. But it looks like Empire was probably going to win based on what I was seeing, but damn, I've never had my game crash like that. That's weird. Anyways, guys, we're firing it back up. I was so hyped. I was so into that game. Let me see what happened here. All right, so it looks like their game crashed too. I think everyone crashed. Yeah, Aerocrastic's like, did anyone else crash? Okay, we're going to rehost, and those guys will replay. I mean, Tomb King still had a decent chance, so they had their Shopty Grapos and stuff, so it's certainly worth replaying. I'll go get Wookiee real quick. Yeah, you guys want the Wookiee while we wait? Sure. Cetra's dark magic at work. All right, so we will go on to Nutter Forever says, enjoy your content frequently. About time I showed support. Never caught you live, so keep up with awesome content. I will, man. Thank you for your support. I'm glad to have you here on stream. Okay, Kark's back, which is good. And now we just need to get Arrow back in. Stupid friends list only allowing me to have like freaking 20 people on it. God, it's so annoying. Too much faith in steel, says Dov. Yeah, that's true. Ark in the Black intervened. He's like, end times. We're coming for you. Oh, actually Aerocrastic. There he is. Okay. Cetra, my cherry. It wasn't. Everyone crashed. It wasn't just him. Cetra called no dibs on losing. It's Franz. Crashed the stream. I missed a donation. Let me go ahead and double check. Thank you for the update here. No, Johnny Dingles. I answered your question in the stream, brother. I said that I think Justin Gagey will win. Yeah. If he doesn't like stand and trade blows, I think he'll win. Yeah. If he wrestles, he'll win. Feel free to do same matchup or new one. We're all good here. So yeah, players can play the same one if they want. I'll go get the Wookiee. Oh, milk was a bad choice. All hail the Wookiee, he's arising from the deep, with crooked claws and incredible paws. He's calling in the beasts. All hail the Wookiee. He's like, Mr. Turin, I don't feel so good. He's fine. Oh my god, that's kind of disturbing. The here, hold on. Oh god, Wookiee, what's going on with you, dude? Actually, I can't really turn that off right now. All hail the Poocha. So this is Wookiee, for anyone who doesn't know. He's my old dog. He's old. He's almost 15. He's getting up there in years, long of tooth. But he's good. He's happy. Life's good. And we're reloading. And now Wookiee's going back to his bed. All hail the Wookiee. Oh. The cursed Wookiee. He is between realms. Yeah, he phases in and out of the warp depending on the mood he's in. Yes, he is a minion of Nurgle. He reminds you of your first plush animal. Jen says. All right, it looks like the players brought the exact same builds. So cool. It's a rematch here. Warrior Priests, Jade Wizard, Demogryph Knights, Outriders with grenade launchers, and Brave State Troops of Sigmar, and Dumble Demogryph Knights, each of which is going to be teamed with the Warrior Priest. Garland Green says, the new Havoc models are awesome. I'm so close to starting Iron Warriors Army. Death Guard feels... No. So Garland, let me tell you from experience. Pure Death Guard is not OP in any sense of the word. Death Guard are a mid to low tier faction that are held up by Forge World Dreadnoughts. in competitive play. Now, in casual play, Death Guard are very strong, and pure Death Guard can be functional, but Iron Warriors, if you're going to play, it depends if you just want to play like for fun or casually, but if you want to have a stronger list, you want to play Alpha Legion or Black Legion. If you're going to go for like a Havoc style shooting army. Now, if you want to play like an aggressive army, like using Flawless Host and Disco Lords, there's a number of ways to play, but I'm not a big fan of Iron Warriors, to be honest. In terms of the way they look, hell yes, but in terms of their functionality, other legions just bring more to the table. Anyways, guys, battle's underway. You guys know the armies from before. A little bit of a different deployment, but for the most part, I mean, I would say this is a nice chance for Kark. You know, Arrow's warmed up. He's been playing 4 games. So it was nice that Kark got to get his initial nerves out of the way, got to kind of feel it, be like, okay, I'm playing someone very good here. I'm warm. I'm good to go. So Kark in the forest here is going to be getting his Nekar Horseman. Oh, this could be really good. The Horseman surging out of the forest, coming for that booty. But the Outriders are able to pull back. Arrowcrastic is on point right now. No mercy. So Shopti Greatbow in the back should be teeing off into the Demogryph Knights for sure. And it looks like the chariots for Kark are going to be slamming into the front, but a nice intercept here. Warrior Priest with Shield of Faith and the Hammer of Sigmar is able to pin in those chariots, which is going to be an incredible grab. Very, very good stuff. Cetra, in the meantime, is going to be surging into the front line. There are some Outriders in the back, standard Outriders, who do have pretty good armor-piercing values, but the Bony Boys are just jumping in everywhere. Nekar Horsemen do get the Djaf's Cursed Blades. And wow, how are they doing so much damage to these Demogryph Knights? I guess the Cursed Blades really does help out with that stat line, but nonetheless, Demogryph Knights should be able to win that engagement pretty handily and then push forward from there. So some of the carrion here for Kark are going to be pushing into the back line, swarming all over the Outriders. That is what you want to be doing. Carrion are an incredible choice at shutting down grenade launchers and different tools like that. And yeah, that's it. Kark's, he's ready to go. Shopti Greatbow still firing. Skeleton Horseman Archers are just unleashing slow salvos into the Demogryph Knights, slowly wearing those guys down. And the other demis do get a regrowth, but the Shopti Greatbows are really just doing some substantial damage there. And it's a very even fight so far. It's really just a massive cluster over here. So this is a really good situation for Arrowcrastic, though. He gets the Demogryph Knights, and they're able to get a decent charge here on Cetra. Now, are they going to get the surround is the question. Archlector plus the Warrior Priest just getting in there, trying to beat down Cetra, but Cetra, he's got the moves today. Oh, some Demogryph Knights actually get in front of him. That's really good, getting some nice attacks here, but the Narrow's Incantation of Protection really helping out quite a bit. Oh, but look at this. Arrowcrastic, what is his name? Arrowcrash Dick. Oh my god, he changed his name again. So the Spearmen are going to be chasing the Shopti Greatbows, which is a huge value train. Maybe some Nekar Horsemen should come try and peel those guys off. Cetra gets a little bit surrounded though. Demogryph Knight Goon Squad with the Archlector are hot pursuit, and it looks like the Bony Boys are running a little bit thin on troops. Skeleton Warriors and Carrion and all those different pressure units are starting to run out of steam. Granted, Kark does, of course, have a Skeleton Horseman in the back, which are just doing such good work against these guys. And Kark is actually going to be going into melee, I think. It looks like he's going to be taking the charge on the Outriders here. This is a nice pick. Skeleton Horsemen should be able to win this fight, considering they got the charge and these guys are also beat up. Man, that is a really nice pick there by Kark. So the battle's very, very pitched, very even. But here, Arrowcrastic is able to get the Demogryph Knights with halberds and finish off the Skeleton Chariot. So that bread has been buttered, and those Skeleton Chariots are offline for now. Now, the issues for the Empire is the fact that there's still a Tomb Scorpion, and there's also a big Papa Cetra here. So Cetra still online is going to be very tough to kill. There's Demogryph Knights. Yeah, there's 21 Demogryph Knights here. Oh, but look at this. Zantler's Reichsguard came out of nowhere. I did not even know he had those. So those must have been Vanguard deployed somewhere. Interesting stuff. Nekar Horsemen doing some very good work. So Skeleton Horsemen are able to break off those Outriders here. These other Outriders with grenade launchers are terrified. And these ones are probably going to get taken out by the Skeleton Horseman Archers as well. So the Horseman Archers have just been the MVPs this game. Tomb Scorpion's still online. Ushopti Greatbows are... ooh, look at this. Great play by Arrow. He's able to get the Demogryph Knights back here and finish off the Chosen of the Gods. That is a massive high-value pick because now Arrowcrastic doesn't have to be beholden to them. He's going to be able to move and fall back and get those optimal engagements while not being shot by the Ushopti Greatbows. A great play there. Awesome value here by the Sons of Sigmar. So very, very close fight. This one is down to the wire for sure. Cetra and company are winning the center pocket fight. Demogryph Knights are terrified, and it looks like Skeleton Warriors and company should be able to defeat these state troops with the support of the Imperishable One. And the Skeleton Horseman Archers have just been chasing off the Outriders very methodically, I have to say. Great stuff here. But Arrow does have a pretty nasty goon squad. He does have the Demogryph Knights with halberds, a Warrior Priest, Archlector, and if they're able to get any isolating surrounds on any of these big units, it's enough to kill it for sure. Yeah, so we're going to see what happens. It is time. Cetra the Imperishable pushing through some of the state troops. Grenade launchers still coming in here, but Skeleton Horseman Archers should be back from their quest here. And now you can see Kark is going to be shooting against these Outriders, which it'll probably be enough to kind of fold them in maybe like 4 or 5 volleys, give or take. Cetra's getting hunted by the Demogryph Knights. Demogryph Knights are slamming into Skeleton Warriors to try and crumble them quickly. But the Tomb Kings do have a nasty little Death Star right here, and it looks like Zantler's Reichsguard are going to be taken out. I don't know. Yeah, is there enough AP to really kill Setra plus a Tomb Scorpion? Especially if they're supported by Chaff. Demogryph Knights have 16 models. They do have a Jade Wizard, which means there could be some decent healing on these guys. But, oh, Setra getting a charge here. Is he going to be able to get one? It looks like an Overcast going down as well. On Setra is going to be, what did he cast? Probably Cursed Blades, I imagine. And it looks like the Demogryph Knights are going to be taking this fight. The other group of 20 is going to be piling in as well. And this is the fight of fights. This is really going to determine the fate of the game. But it looks like Aerocrastic is getting the edge here because Setra took a ton of damage from the Demogryph Knights on that initial engagement. And Kark actually falls behind for the first time here on the Bounce of Power. Skeleton Horseman Archer still giving some good battlefield control, shutting down a lot of these different missile units here for the Empire. But, I don't know, Setra's taking quite a bit of work, guys. Very, very close fight here. And you can see the Tomb Scorpion here is going to continue fighting in relatively good shape as well. Bony Boys are trying to fight with those Demogryph Knights are juiced to the gills. Grand Shield of Faith, Battle Prayers going down. Oh, and the Battle Prayer stack. Man, that is really cool. So he was up to 86 melee attack on those Demis. That is really nuts. And you can see it actually paying off. That 86 melee attack just crumping Setra. Oh my god. Setra got annihilated. So the Warrior Priest plus Archlector stack. And they've held brave and proud for Sigmar. What a game. Kark played very well. So did Arrow. It was a fun one. Darren McDermott, thank you for sponsoring the channel, man. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoy your new emojis. And yeah, we're here. Setra apparently is perishable. If you were wondering, Darren. Oh my god, what a cockfight. That was a good one. So Arrow is just a man on a mission today. All hail the mighty, they're arising from the deep. And next up on our notepad, we have Zaxbane. GG. Kark says, good luck, bro. Ever the sportsman. Kark's a really awesome guy. And now we have Zaxbane, which it should be towards the bottom. Is it even alphabetical? Arrow's probably like, I didn't think I'd have to play all day. But that's what happens when you're good. Some solid wins, and it's not like he's beating players that are like below him. He's beating like equal competition for the most part. And all right, Zach, you're up. Zaxbane is up. Join up, my dude. He is in. And we shall be on, not Grimhagen. We'll do the Astalian Tomb. Tiamat64 coming in with a $2 donation. He says, Sigmar coming in. Sigmar would come in with the steel chair for sure. Can't watch the streams right now because my mobile internet will Slanesh itself. I just wanted to say hi, take my money. But don't you ever shut up. Thank you, Steel Bear. Hopefully you'll be able to watch later, man. These have been great games. Summon the Dark Lord. I don't think Falcon's on today, so the Dark Lord is gonna have to fight. Aerocrastic. We're having a best of 7 between those two soon, so you guys will be getting to see that showdown in the next couple days. Danish Mahmood, you've missed a lot of really just close, tight games. Aerocrastic plays Skaven, one of his best races. Zaxbane is, I have to say, I played Zaxbane 4 times the other day, or I played him 6 times in total. And the games were all very close, back and forth, and his builds are super unorthodox. He brings the weirdest shit and makes it work. So this is going to be interesting. I'm excited for this one. Oh my god, so guys, the frickin' Altar of the Griffins with the double battle prayer stacking, 86 melee attack on Demogryph Knights. Oh my god. Setra got annihilated by that. That was just lunacy. So we have Hadries and then a move hacker. And depending on the time, we could get a couple more people in. Greenskins. Oh, hell yeah. This is a fun matchup. Greenskins versus Skaven all day. Hey, Fritz. What's up, man? Mr. Suede, welcome. I don't know what his favorite ice cream is. You'd have to ask him. Aerocrastic does stream quite often, so if you guys want to see, he's over on his YouTube channel. You can catch him and ask him what his favorite ice cream is. I'm not sure myself what it might be. Oh, will he be dethroned today, or is he going to go just deep for another half hour here? We have Hadries who is a very, very good Dark Elf player. And then we have, of course, Amuf Hacker, who's usually known for his very solid Dwarf play. So it's going to be some good battles. Oh, man. Sorry for the low commentary here. I'm just massaging my hand. We got Flying Taco in chat. Armando, kill. Let's go weapons, teams, arrow. Weapons teams against greenskins is possible. I personally think Death Stars are a little bit safer, but you can make it work for sure. Jezzails are, like, bringing a Jezzails can snipe out the greenskin lords pretty easily. Yeah, Zaxbane, his micro's very good. Yeah. Garland is like, I don't know who to root for. To pay the troll toll. Yeah, Zach's a really cool guy. I actually have replays against him coming up on the channel. Keith says he's been watching for over 2 years. Well, Keith, man, thanks for sticking around. Grimgore probably will not be fielded. If it was Aerocrastic, maybe, but I don't think Zach will bring Grimgore. Keith, your first live stream. Well, welcome, man. Welcome, my friend. Oh, man. Underestimate my power. Amove mains lizards. Well, if Amove could play lizards today, that would be good. Actually, because we haven't had any lizardmen play, so. Grimgore versus Tretch, nothing else. Those two just memeing it out. Well, Grimgore would beat Tretch in a duel, trust me. Oh, all right. Let me send my lovely wife a message. Okay, that looks good. All right, we're back in action. Lady Turin was at the movies with her family. Oh, Keith, who cares, man? Just have fun. Just bring trolls and giants and just go crazy. It's a way to do it. Orange, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's been around. Yeah. So for the forces of Zaxbane, oh my God, it's happening. He's got Skarsnik, the Warlord of 8 Peaks. With the he's going to probably be giving the trolls tricksy traps, so they're invisible for the initial battle. He does also have Night Shroud, so he's going to be coming in for like a troll build, trying to close the distance and literally beat things down with trolls. On top of that, he's got a couple Goblin Archers, Nasty Skulkers for some armor piercing against like Storm Vermin, and plus the Smoke Bomb, more importantly. He's got a couple groups of Squig Herds, going to be Durkid Squigs, Forest Goblin Spider Riders, all kinds of good stuff, so plenty of mobile pressure. You can see the flanks are a combination of Squig Hoppers and Spider Riders. Front line's going to be Gobos. Warlord's Boys, just treachery everywhere. And yeah, he's got a Goblin Shaman. Does, of course, have Itchy Nuisance, Gork will fix it, and the Stealth ability. Like this army quite a bit. And for Aerocrastic, he's got Deathglow Bombardiers, Rattling Guns weapons teams. In reserve, he has Skaven Slaves and Storm Vermin. Storm Vermin on flanks, supported by Rat Ogres as well. Rat Ogre is pretty good. It gives you mass. You need mass, because otherwise trolls will just push in and start clubbing your stuff. So 2 Rat Ogres, a couple Poison Wind Globadiers as well. The Wheels of Doom, and it looks like it's going to be Skrulk with Lieber plus Summons. And yeah, a very interesting army. You don't see Globadiers often, but one of the first times I actually saw the Globadiers be used very effectively was in the Everchosen. So if any of you guys go back to the Everchosen in which Aerocrastic won, in the first series, he actually played the Gobbo King, and he ended up beating the Gobbo King in that series. But in one game, Gobbo King played Greenskins, and Aerocrastic used Globadiers, and he was able to get massive value against the Greenskins with them. It was with the Death Globe. So yeah, I'm really eager to see how this goes. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. Yeah, so you can use Tricksy Traps on Giants, anything. It makes them invisible. It's hilarious. Rage Piglet says he's leaving if the Greenskins don't win. We'll see, buddy. We'll see. All hail the mighty, around from the deep. Song's so catchy. Oh, look at that. So everything here... Oh, please don't disconnect. Please. Come on. Okay. So everything here is invisible right now. Tricksy Traps last for, I think, like 15 seconds. So this whole force is invisible. Aerocrastic, like, has no idea they're here until they're very, very close. Wheels of Doom is going to be coming in the front, and it looks like the forces of the goblins are going to be moving forward, but suddenly the trolls appear. Raw trolls! The Wheels of Doom is like, oh god! So he gets us around there, but the problem is the weapons teams and the Globadiers will melt all of this stuff, like, very, very aggressively. The Archers need to get online, and the Forest Goblin Spider Riders need to be pushing into the weapons teams. Okay, so Wah's been popped. Trolls and company are going to be fighting. I mean, if they could kill the Wheels of Doom here, that would be a pretty nice little pick. Goblins and company are surging around. And the trolls are doing well. They're beating down clan rats and a lot of other troops there. Night Goblin fanatics have gotten around the flanks and are doing some decent work. But the weapons teams are just going to punish the trolls like incredibly hard. He needs to get a little bit more value there. Skarsnik is going to pop off, of course. Rod of Corruption and Lieber going down. Lieber is going to be slapping Skarsnik pretty bad. And this initial jump was very cool, but he needs more pressure in the back line here. So yeah, these Globadiers are just going to just do too much work. And he's keeping his Forest Goblin Spider Riders, it looks like, in reserve to kind of protect his archers and other troops. But they need to get busy for sure, because these trolls are just being punished. Anyways, I mean, a decent fight. He was able to get damage on a lot of these Storm Vermin and Clan Rats and get, some value. But now the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, they need to surge in and start getting some work themselves. Skarsnik needs to fall back as well. And the Skaven Gunline is just melting those trolls for sure. Against a Death Star, Zach's build actually would have been quite a bit better, but against a Gunline, it seems to be struggling for sure. Skarsnik still fighting in there. He's going against Skrolk, and looks like Durkit Squigs and Forest Goblin Spider Riders are pouring back in. Trolls have the potential to regenerate, but these Gunlines, man, they need to be shut down. It's just going to be too punishing against the big targets here. The Greenskins, the Warlords Boys and company are coming up and around. Some Rat Ogres have been punished off by Squig Hoppers. So there are casualties on both sides for sure. The Wheels of Doom here is going to be pushing into the back. Are the Nasty Skulkers here going to be able to shut down that Wheel of Doom? That is the question. Now, Squig Hoppers and company here are actually putting up a good fight. It looks like they pushed back through, and these Storm Vermin might break, leaving Skrolk all alone, isolated in this cold, hard world. So the Smoke Bomb did not go down there from the Skulkers, unfortunately, which means the Wheels of Doom is still going to continue to be causing havoc for all across the realm. Squig Hoppers finally are going to be pushing into the back line. Is Zach going to be able to get them around? Some nice micro. You can see he's able to juke the spears, but he's going to be taking all those bonus for Large Gladiators, and he gets the charge. That's pretty good. I mean, if he can surge in and shut down all three of these, that would be his way back into the game. Another big issue for him is the fact that Skarsnik is in a bit of a tough situation. He's fully surrounded by Plague Monks here, and does he have any support? Not really. It's been a little bit of a tricky one for sure. Those weapon teams volleys you're discussing, yeah, they're doing a ton of damage. And the Squig Hoppers in the back are able to temporarily shut them down, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Skarsnik is probably going to be dying to Skrolk, so we have the stunty battle over here. We have Skrolk and Skarsnik just fisticuffs. But Skarsnik normally would be an okay duelist here, but with the fact that he's surrounded and already very damaged is quite bad. Trolls piling in, getting some decent attacks here on the Wheels of Doom. Greenskins, though, I think are pretty much out of the picture. They've taken too much damage, and I think he took too long to shut down the weapons teams, and that was really kind of his biggest flaw there. He needed to shut those guys down, otherwise it would be a little bit of trouble. So here we go. We have these Squig Hoppers pouring in again. The Greenskins with a bit of a second win, but without Skarsnik, it's going to be incredibly tough to come back from this. Rat Ogre's here taking some damage, and the Itchy Nuisance has been popped. Fanatic's going to be piling in as well. So good, nice little corral here by the Greenskins. Starting to get a second wind, but I just think without Skarsnik and the leadership, it's going to be so tough. Granted, weapons teams are shut down for the most part. Rattling guns and Globadiers are offline, and you can see Skulkers and AP Gloonies are fighting to the bitter end here. Skrolk Daddy's going to be such a menace to deal with. Trolls are broken off. We got 8 trolls here, and these ones are back. He might want to just sit and let those guys recover and like heal for a minute, because if they take any Globadier fire, they're just going to break. Yeah, negative 19, and they might even shatter here. Nope, they shattered, yeah. The trolls broke so many times. So Archer's still shooting in, doing some decent work. Maybe you want to let, yeah, Skarsnik's going to escape with the trolls here, which is nice, so at least he'll be going back to the Halls of Carrick 8 Peak to scheme even more. And the Wheels of Doom are going to be surging in and should be able to crump these goblins, and that's pretty much going to be GG. A valiant attempt for sure with Skarsnik nonetheless, but his initial push there, he should have, he blobbed up too much. And from there, the Globadiers and the Death Winds were able to just melt his core. Like, that was his big gambit, right? Was the stealth ambush. And there was plenty of holes in the Skaven formation for him to try and slip in there, and he did an okay job in the end of breaking a lot of the stuff in the back, but his initial damage he took in that center mass was really, really hard, I think, and it ended up costing him, and he paid the troll toll. He paid the troll toll. Yeah, good play. Well played to both those players. Freaking Arrow just ham-boning it today. All right. 6. And the current leader is... All right, so next we have Hadries. GG. GG has been dropped. Now it is time for the Hadries. Arrow's probably like, can I please go? Can we just have this end me? Although, yeah, I guess he doesn't have any hand issues, so he's probably fine playing games. Batcow says, if not, what are your thoughts on the Empire? Oh, let me check. I might have missed some during the game. So Mark Porter Mark, thank you for the $20. My apologies during the heat of the games. I sometimes miss those, but my sincere thanks for that. And your question is, did you see my donation? If not, what are your thoughts on the Empire-Norska matchup? So, in the Empire-Norska matchup, honestly, it's pretty... I would maybe slightly favors Norska even. I think going with Wulfric is always a pretty good choice. Hunter of Champions, usually him on horseback, I think is the way I go with that. And you can just usually bring a Deathcaster. Spirit Leech is really good against the Flying Empire Lords. And you know, Fate of Boon is really good as well. Just a frontline of Marauder champions, not champions, frontline of basic Marauders. Then you can mix in a couple Javelins as well. The Javelins are really good, especially if you bring Lore of Metal and you want to like Plague of Rust things. I think it's a relatively even matchup that slightly favors the Norskins, but Empire has some really good tools as well. Demogorph Knights are incredible isolation tools against Fimir and things like that. Empire Knights are very cost effective at charging. It's harder for the Empire, but I think it's a fun matchup. It depends on what perspective you're playing from, Mark. Let me know in chat which side you're playing from, and I can give you more advice there. And also, we have another donation from Connor Edney. Maybe it was you who asked the question for the 6 Great British Pounds. Thank you so much, Connor. Much appreciated, my dude. What map do you guys want? You guys want a different map? Okay, we do a different map. That's fine. We will do the... Actually, this will be fun. There's Chaos, so we'll do Chaos Waste for this map. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, King, we'll probably be able to get you in. Rando Howard, thank you for the 20, man. Great games, great stream. Thanks. Rando, thank you, man, for supporting the stream. We're having a good time today. It's good. Life's good. Arrows just going deep. Man, a showcase of a lot of different, very interesting builds today. Celebrating someone's 21st with them is pretty rough when you're out all day. Started work just this Monday. I'm pretty beat. Or was beat. All right. Hadrian's going with Empire, actually. Interesting. The lads weren't ready. Yes. Well, we saw Bretonnian earlier. We probably saw one of the best Bretonnian games I've seen in a long time earlier, guys. So, you know, there's that. There is that. But yeah, for Empire against Norska, I think going with like basic... What I do when I play... So I'm not sure what perspective you're wondering about the Norskan matchup. So Empire against Norska. I honestly am a huge fan of using like 3 Empire Knights and then a front line of Flagellants and Sigmar Sons. Unbreakable, holds things in place, allows your Empire Knights to hammer. And then I like to get some Demogorph Knights to, especially Royal Dwarf Knights, to actually terror out and like punish the freaking, what's it called? The Fimir. And you can go with Boris. Boris or Karl are both good choices. A Lore of Life caster is really good. So Empire Knights are hammering the infantry. Demogorph Knights are hammering infantry, pushing the back line, and dealing with scurvy dogs. Demogorph Knights, Royal Dwarf Knights going after high value targets. And then from there, I like to mix in the silver bullets and a couple spears and halberds in the back as well. And usually that's a pretty well-rounded build. But yeah, for Norska, Marauders in the front line, a couple of groups of Norskan Ice Wolves with Fimir, so that when they do come in and attack you, you can frostbite them and then counterpunch them. Deathcaster or Metal is really good. Metal is incredibly good because you Plague of Rust Demogorph Knights, put their armor down to 65, and Javelin them down. It works really, really well. So both sides have good tools in that matchup. Hopefully that answers your question, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, Outriders with grenade launchers were used earlier, Warden, and they did pretty well for themselves. All right, and here we go. Yeah, Outriders with grenade launchers are pretty good against Norskan infantry. They're good against any lightly armored troops, really. Tyler Wang, been watching too long? That's a good thing, Tyler. There's nothing wrong with that. You continue to do that, my friend. Oh, God, it's so hot. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames, they rose higher. Yeah, I'm not... SFO is cool. I think it's interesting, but I prefer the vanilla experience because that's what's supported and what the metagame is based around. But yeah, there's other YouTubers who do SFO. I know Andy Pride, I think, does that quite a bit. He runs like tournaments occasionally and stuff. So check him out if you want some SFO action. Oh, man. Here we go. Central Chaos Wastes. It is time. Is this matchup favored for anyone? I would say maybe... I don't know. I would say it's a chaos. I don't know. It's really hard to say, actually. I'm not terribly sure. Maybe relatively even. Who has the best cackle in Warhammer? Probably the undead the vampire count necromancer. It's really good. Like, it's even better than Gorse, now that I think about it. Yeah. Hadri's has pretty good micro, though, so we'll see. Oh. Yeah, Ring of Fire is a really good song. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan, actually. My favorite song from Johnny Cash, for anyone in Europe who may not be as familiar, is look up a song called The Folsom Prison Blues. Preferably, the live version's okay, but the studio version is the one I prefer. It's really catchy. So Aerocrastic in this game is going to be playing Warriors of Chaos against Hadri's Empire. And for the front line, Marauder is pretty standard. You don't need much to beat the Empire State troops. And you mix in a couple great weapons just in case. Oh, wow. Chosen with great weapons. So that gives him a little bit of extra punch against demis as well. I mean, these guys in sustained combat versus any cav units can really crump them. So this is good. This is good. On top of that, we have Chosen here, a couple of groups of Hounds, the Summoners of Rage, and in the back, a light skirmishing corps of Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. So a cool army for sure. And on that note, I'm going to get some water. Just give me 1 second, guys. Oh, milk was a bad choice. Yeah, Johnny Cash really rings a sweet spot for me. Before my grandpa passed away, my grandpa was actually he passed away last year, unfortunately. That was really sad stuff. He was a country musician. Like, he used to play back in the day. He used to play the shows and all kinds of stuff for a living. It was awesome. So I remember one of my last experiences we had with him was we were at like a big family gathering and we played. We did the Folsom Prison Blues, and I got to do the lyrics, and yeah, it was really fun. I hear a train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Yeah, the AC's on, but it's a little bit tough to reach back here. But anyways, guys, Karl Franz for the Empire. It looks like a Life Wizard as well. Pretty much standard if you're going to be going with the Franzi, because he's a bit of a glass cannon. So getting the regrowth on that is going to be nice. Frontline is Sigmar's Sons, Spearmen, Great Swords mixed in. Pretty mixed forces army here. Silver Bullets in the back. Hammer the Witches is going to be straight Rob Zombieing some hoes. And he does also have the Sterling's Revenge out on the flank with one group of Demogryph Knights, which are going to be Royal Turf Gryphites. Yeah, this is interesting. Cannon has some okay targets. Shooting Chosen is good. And it looks like up in the skies there is a Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Shadows. 91 speed against Karl, who does have 90. So Karl could easily beat the brakes off that guy. But I think Aerocrastic is going to be able to kind of keep him safe. But there's going to be a lot of Chaos pressure. He does have Chaos Poison Warhounds. And, I mean, no Knights or anything like that. So, I mean, he could potentially keep everything in front of him. Sigmar's Sons and Greatswords should hold relatively efficiently against Marauders. And it looks like the Hammer the Witches is going to be burning through the witches and slamming through the ditches of these Chosen here. And yeah. Yeah, pretty intense stuff. So up here in the sky, we do have Karl Franz waiting to strike. Is Hadri's going to be able to stop this onslaught? The Summoners of Rage thinking about piling in, but the Silver Bullets should definitely be shooting those guys. I'm a little bit concerned for Hadri's protecting his back line here. There's just a lot of Chaos stuff coming in. Franzi's going to have to get some really good value for sure. Hammer the Witches, I do not know. It should be shooting Summoners of Rage. There are like no other targets that are worth it. Like, Summoners of Rage need to go down fast. They are the hard counter against or not hard counter, but a counter against Demogryph Knights. In the back, you can see there is going to be a Summoned Manticore jumping onto the Hounds, which may be able to get a terror route. Demogryph Knights get a nice little charge here onto the Chaos Marauders, and the Chosen here are actually taking a bit of a beating from the cannons, but I think it's a big mistake not shooting these Summoners of Rage. Those guys are like a buttered up, juicy target for the Hammer of the Witches. Now in the back, some Marauders are going to be surging around the back line. Great Swords do get hit with Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. And the Royal Altar of Gryphites are able to clean up shop here, and Arrow hasn't really counterpunched yet. So if Gryphites can fall back, get the support of Karl Franz and the Emperor. Oh, they're taking this fight though. Why are they taking this fight here? Oh man, this could lose them the game right here if they get punished here. Enfeebling Foe going down. I think right now that Hadri's is starting to realize, he's like, oh crap, I just let my Gryphites just get punished like that. Regrowth needs to go, and also Hadri's in the back needs to make sure that these Spearmen surge forward to kind of stop these Marauders from getting on the cannon. A little bit late there because there's a lot of pressure coming in the front as well. And the greatswords are going to be kind of counterpunching here. Karl Franz and company trying to fight. Alchemist Mind Razor going down, but wow! Summoners of Rage just got deleted by something. What the hell was that? Reikland Runefang going down. Summoners of Rage just got eviscerated off the face of the earth. So here you can see the Spearmen do kind of intercept the Marauders here. Hammer of the Witches is still online. And the greatswords in the front are doing pretty well for themselves. And how did that happen? Those Summoners got deleted. Source code removed from the game. And the Chosen here might actually get worn down by Karl Franz and company. So balance of power is pretty even actually. But I still think that Chaos is in a slight state of advantage. Hammer of the Witches says it needs to kind of get away here, and you can see it's trying to run, but Aerocrastic is not going to let that happen. And Marauders and Horsemen here will eventually get back here and shut it down. So unless Hadrius gets like a really good snipe somewhere and is able to take out the Chaos Sorcerer with Shadows or something else like that, I think it's just going to be game over. I just don't think the Empire has the tools to kind of sustain against his Chaos Army right now. So he's coming in trying to break the Chosen here, who are still steady. Blood Roar, of course, will take effect, and it looks like the Chosen are pretty low, but I mean, I feel like there's better targets than those Chosen. The Hammer of the Witches crew is going to be breaking off. Aerocrastic pulls ahead in the Balance of Power. And yeah, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of trouble. Yeah, I shot him. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Yeah, you can see Chaos Sorcerers with Shadows here are going to be able to push those guys off. Royal Turf Fights have come back, and I've seen Empire come back from worse situations. Karl is going to have to like just beat breaks though. He's going to have to like get so much value. At least there's still 12 Demogryph Knights. I mean, is the Jade Wizard still alive? Or is there no Jade Wizard? No, there is. Okay, he's still fighting over there against some Chaos Marauders. Karl Franz is going to be going in to attack these Summoners of Rage, and it looks like a second Manticore is going to be coming down. Is he going to get it off, though? He's wavering, and it looks like the Manticore summon is off, which is going to potentially help the Empire stabilize here. Demogryph Knights are going to be taking a fight, actually, against just overwhelming numbers, and they should be dying here. They're wavering, 10 leadership, negative 17. Yeah, that's a little bit of a tricky situation. So we have some greatswords rallying here as well, potentially here in a moment. Spearman, it looks like the Manticore summon was able to come down, and he does, finish off the Summoners of Rage for the most part. But there's just so much chaos left. I mean, Franzi has a chance, for sure. Yeah, the Summoners just got melted there. I was really, really surprised at how quick that was. Summoners of Rage, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Yeah, that's very accurate. Manticore will be disappearing here in about 30 seconds. Karl Franz is kind of in a bit of a tough fight. Fighting Marauders and Hounds, just, not where he wants to be. Karl needs to be going for that big bread. He needs to be buttering those big targets. The only way, I think, for the Empire to get back in this, though, is if Karl Franz, for example, were able to kill the Chaos Sorcerer. Because from there, potentially, he could get some good terror routes, and it also depends on the Winds of Magic situation. The Jade Wizard is still here for Hadrius and could get some heals. And we're going to see. We will see. The Franzinator doing his thing. Enfeebling Foe hath been slapped upon him. The Pickle hath been slapped. But Franz is going to go down here. Enfeebling Foe is really going to put him at 16 melee defense. I mean, he has some Spearmen. I mean, maybe Franz should turn and fight at this point and try and just finish off the Chaos Sorcerer. That's probably his best bet, to be honest. He's not going to get away from all those Hounds. Yeah, just try and goon out that Sorcerer. That's going to be your best bet. Manticore will be disappearing here in a second. 3, 2, and a 1. And then the Manticore will be disappearing. You can see it go again in just a second. Karl Franz turns, tries to fight. It was a good fight. I mean, there's not much left for Arrow's army, I must say. A couple misplays, though. I think the biggest misplay was not... Summoners of Rage should have taken like half HP from the cannon plus the silver bullets. And then from there, more conservative play with the Demogryph Knights, I think could have given him a very good chance of winning that game. What can man do against such reckless hate? All right. So Arrow clearly is not going to be usurped today, but we're going to see if somebody can dethrone him. And I may even try and dethrone him myself at the end of the stream if he's still there. We'll find out. We will ride out and meet them. So now we have A-Move Hacker. GG to both of you guys. And now we have A-Move Hacker. I don't know what name he's playing under right now, so if he's still here. Acadia broke before Karl did. All right, A-Move is coming in. Well played, Hadrius. It's certainly a tough fight there, but yeah, I think the target priority with the cannon was a big deal. Matthew, they're pretty good. King of the Dead says, there goes my record. Oh. So A-Move says his name is Saurus Itz. Will the A-Move Hacker be the one? I think this is a record on my stream as far as win streaks. I don't know where you are. It's just like, sorry, it's goddamn you guys, making things so difficult. Let's do the Essence of Chaos. It's a cool map. Actually, a Stallion Tomb. Did we do that earlier? There's so many weird maps that are just imbalanced. You gotta really be careful with that. Kelp and Coal Dust. I actually like this map a lot. My neighbors are getting rowdy. So, we're going to see what A-Move picks. Arrow Crash Stick. Arrow does. So, yeah, we can... King of the Dead, we can get you in here. If let's see. We'll see how long this game goes. Ego, thank you for the 100 NOK fun game. Gotta go back to sleep. Best of luck and looking forward to the finale. Ego, man, get some rest. I freaking love Egos, dude. They're so goddamn good. And yeah. God, I love Eggo waffles. Those are like such a... Like, I remember, like, 90s America, Eggo waffles in the morning. Just freaking, like, watching 90s, like, cartoons. Oh, God, it was so good. Oh, man. So, he's going with dwarves. Okay, so this is a matchup that favors the dwarves. And, yeah. Dwarves versus Wood Elves. Satisfy the grudge. King of the Dead, the Dark Lord of not using control groups and still beating people. It's truly an anomaly. Yeah, CK. Cody Bear says, "Hey, Turin, finally caught a stream. Praise Sigmar, dude. Praise you, man. Thank you for the donation." This is going to be a good fight. Going to go Tomb Kings if he doesn't ban. Yeah. Oh man, we got some battles. Eggos are so good. Haven't had them in a long time. There was a lot of things that were like very signature of my upbringing. Like Eggo waffles were pretty big in terms of food, and then there's these like Celeste mini pizzas. It has like some, I think, yeah, they're like these. It's called Celeste, the pizza brand. Those things are so good. King of the Dead, I'm telling you, if you played with control groups and got used to it, you would be like, you would be a dark tyrant. The fact that you play without control groups is so impressive. You have to do so much more work, dude. You have to like do all this extra clicking instead of just hitting a button. No, they're not, King. They're not. Ray Hyde says, "I'd love to play, but my girlfriend is here. Don't want to embarrass myself in front of her. Cheese for the cheese god." Ray, thank you, man. I'm sure she would be proud of you, man. I'm sure she'd be proud. Thank you for the fat one right there, dude. She would be proud. Skulls for the Skull Throne. My Abaddon's about to go to the store today and just take some skulls for the Skull Throne. How long left on the stream? About 20 minutes, 15 minutes. We're going to have King of the Dead play after this. And then, no, King. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, you would be so much better. You're already one of the best players in the community. But if you use control groups, I'm telling you, dude, it would be like, it's like having one of those like revelations when you're like learning something. You know? It's like when you're painting 40K about like how to edge highlight. Instead of just painting directly down, doing it at an angle, it's like, holy shit, like everything's changed. Arrow is still going. He should have just streamed this from his perspective so you guys could watch it. You know, next time we get Arrow in here, I'll see if he could just stream. So you guys can see it live too. It's really fun to watch. I know, that would be pretty ruthless if your girlfriend made fun of you for losing. She's like, dude, you suck, dude. Like, if Anna made fun of me after I lost a game, I would be so sad. I would just be like, oh man, like, I just can't win today, you know? It would just be like a 1-2 punch. Hey, that's fair. I guess there's a couple people who do not prefer control groups. However, guys, I must tell you, if you talk to any professional RTS player, whether it be StarCraft, Warcraft 3, like anything, they all use control groups. They all do. It is a staple of you can get away without it. It's very possible. But I do not know of any professional RTS gamers who, you know, from esport environments who do not use control groups. Because, like, let's say, like, you're controlling here, and you have, like, a cav unit you need to micro here. So instead of, you have to aim your camera or click down on the tool card, which is extremely inefficient compared to just hitting a button on your control groups. Satisfy the grudge. That's a grudgeoning. All right, for the dwarves, a ton of rangers. The Royal Dawi Vanguard here. It's going to be Bugman's Rangers, Bugman's Rangers. And of course, a nice defensive formation in the corner. Going to be supported by a couple of groups of Dwarf Warriors, a cannon. Oh, an organ gun. Interesting. Organ gun is certainly going to be able to force the elves in. It does have pretty good range. Althar's Raiders in the back with 2 Slayers, and it looks like a Rune Lord. So the dwarves are like, satisfy the box. Oh. Armando says in chat, I once dated a girl who I couldn't beat in any game, and she asked me once, are you good at any game? Anna beats me down in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Oh, man! The risky Vanguard. Wild Rider's coming in. Wild Rider Vanguard here for Aerocrastic is going to be quite punishing. And the Dwarf Rangers are going to turn about face. A Rune of Wrath and Ruin would be, like, super clutch here right now. This is really unfortunate here for the Dwarves. I always hate when, like, games start like that and somebody just, like, loses, like, so much so early. It just, like, takes away from the battle. But Organ Gun's shooting in there. It's going to get some decent value, but one group of Rangers is kind of shut offline. The other one should just be shooting, to be honest. But, I mean, if he can, you know, damage the Wild Riders to the point of no return with his Organ Gun here, God, he really needs that Rune of Wrath and Ruin on these guys. Slayers are going to be surging out as well. Organ Gun's getting value. Bugman's Rangers need to turn and fight, though. Like, just get in there and fight. You're not going to get away. So the Organ Gun is hammering home on these guys. Oh, God, and this is why, like, oh, look at those 41 dwarves just going off the map here. And the Rune of Wrath and Ruin should be coming in soon. But if he is able to respond and get these Wild Riders off the battlefield, that would actually be pretty clutch. Like, that would make this situation worth it. Bugman's Rangers are actually immune to psychology as well. So the Organ Gun is actually wavering these guys. And if the Wild Riders break here, they'll just run right off the side of the map. Yeah, they're going down here pretty hard. Negative 20. Organ Gun still shooting in. And now we have a massive torrent of fire coming in from Glade Guard. So we have the Archer battle here. The Rangers firing back against the Glade Guard line here. And Wild Riders, are they going to break off? They're wavering for leadership. Organ Gun should be able to polish those guys off. Nice little Slayer play here. Dragonback Slayers are able to jump on the Glade Lord. And now this is what could potentially be a good situation for the Dawi. Although he does need something to protect the Organ Gun. Rune Lord, Rune of Wrath and Ruin would be extremely useful here. And we do have some War Dancers on the far side coming in. And the Dwarven Firepower is potentially breaking off these Wild Riders. I mean, he really needs to break these guys. Man, they're just doing so much work against his lines here. The Elven line is also taking quite a bit of damage. We do have some War Dancers coming up and around the flanks as well. And it looks like Aerocrastic's Lord actually takes a lot of damage, and the Wild Riders finally are broken. So the Dwarves, I think, have come to a point of stabilization. And are their bows going to be able to kind of sing and put down these Glade Guard? It looks like the trading is going relatively efficiently. So here we get some blasting charges on these War Dancers. There needs to be some heavy infantry to deal with that. We do have Althar's Raiders coming in as well. And the Rune Lord, is he going to be... Ooh, Slayers actually have a wrap on the Spellsinger here. That's really, really good. I mean, that could be something that could get the Dwarfs the game for sure. In the meantime here, we do have the Bugman's Rangers and Miners just kind of starting to advance, but taking a lot of firepower as well. What is that Organ Gun shooting? The thing is, it's not really protected at all. Let's actually take a look and see what the Organ Gun's shooting. Probably, I mean, it could just go after any number of targets, but shooting the Glade Lord wouldn't be bad. Marked by Althar has not gone off yet. Yeah, Althar's Raiders could certainly do some work there, and it looks like the Dwarves have actually stabilized. They got some Longbeards into War Dancers, which is, relatively speaking, a hard counter. And a lot of the Elven missiles are taking a pounding. Dwarves have come to a point of stabilization, which is good. Bugman's Rangers, as well as regular Rangers, do have shields, which is going to help quite a bit, but that is a lot of Elven firepower coming in and trying to finish off those Althar's Raiders. So at this point, you know, A-Move Hacker needs to get that Dwarf Altar Raider back and just like hide in the corner and just wait till the late game. Some of the warriors from Dragonfire Pass are going to be surging forward. We have some Dwarven warriors over here as well. Longbeard's actually fighting against the Glade Lord. And he's taking a bit of damage. The Glade Lord's low. It's at about half HP, which is really nice. And the Dwarven battle line is holding firm. You can see Dwarf Warriors should be able to beat Eternal Guard. Dwarf Warriors here should win. And now there's a Slayer. The Dwarven Cavalry are coming around the flanks. They're coming around the bend, and they're going to be pressuring these Wood Elf Archers. That is going to be an incredibly nice situation. The Dwarven Lord is still online. Rune Lord's in good shape. Miners should keep fighting here. I'm not sure why they're falling back. And the Organ Gun just pounding those Wild Riders. 10 leadership on those guys, but they're still going strong somehow. Man, Wood Elf leadership's actually surprisingly good. So the Dwarven missiles are trading in, shooting into the Glade Guard and those other troops. The Dragon's coming back in as well, but it has been marked by Altar, which means it's going to be pretty buttery. And the Organ Gun pounding into those Wood Elves. Man, massive damage, and now the Angry Dawi surge forth. Dragonback Slayers getting in. Slayers over here have collapsed his flank. Is this going to be it? Are the Proud Dwarves going to be the ones to usurp Aerocrastic here, perhaps? Aerocrastic, of course, not banning any factions, so he did allow himself to be counterpicked here, but we're going to see what happens. Dragonback Slayers coming in, but this is a good engagement for the Wood Elves. The War Dancers here are going to be very efficient at getting through the low combat stats, essentially, of the Dragonback Slayers. Helm of Discord has been popped as well, which is going to be lowering the stats here, but very good withdrawal here by Amuf Hacker. Beautiful play. He falls back with the Slayers, and his Ranger Corps is just doing so much work, just methodically melting all of these guys, and there's just a core of angry, pissed off dwarves there pushing right up the middle. In the back, he has a couple Longbeards in reserve. He should definitely pull those guys back in. The fact that the Organ Gun has been going all game too is also quite punishing, but Aerocrastic certainly could still win this. If the Glade Lord is able to get in there and really disrupt this back line, Organ Gun is now shooting in at, what is it shooting at? It looks like it's shooting at some of the missile units here. And Slayers, 40 speed against the 36. They should be able to catch some of these troops here. But the fact that the Glade Lord was healed up is really, really big. So look at all the dwarves here, pretty much just in mass rout. And Slayers are out of position as well. There's no Slayers in the back to kind of protect this thing, which is very, very unfortunate. Granted, Dragonback Slayers might be able to kind of scurry back there and help out. Organ Gun is still shooting into the missile units. Looks like it's tearing up into those archers. And it has 99 kills, which is quite good. Slayers are coming back in, though. These Slayers are going to be a lot to deal with, but the Archer Fire is quite helpful, especially if their backs are turned. Slayers do technically have shields because they spin their axes in the air and actually block attacks. Nice attack there by the Dragon, able to kind of disrupt the Rangers. And wow, look at this. Full health group of Bugman's Rangers just about. That's actually going to be really good. But the Organ Gun's online for the most part. It looks like some of the miners are going to be switching in. Spellsinger with Life is coming in. Could be a pretty easy kill right there, actually, if the Dwarves want to focus their efforts there. And the Dragon is starting to take some damage as well. So Aerocrastic certainly not giving up here in this battle. The Organ Gun is doing actually good work this game. As much of a subpar pick as it can be in some matchups, it does have 108 kills. It killed the Wild Riders faster probably than a cannon would. And Slayers here being picked apart. But the issue for the Wood Elves is if they run out of ammo, like this is a massive portion of their army that is starting to run a little bit low on ammo. That could be a very dangerous situation for them. But the Dwarves here holding relatively firm. In the back line, you can see the Rangers and company are still online. But Organ Gun's about to run out of ammo as well. Bugman's Rangers are shooting into the War Dancers, which are a very, very good target for those guys. Slayers are just taking a beating, man. 800 HP on those guys. And are the Dragonback Slayers still online? It looks like we have 37. Helm of Discord has been popped by the Glade Lord, which is going to be enough to maybe push those guys back. I don't know. This is a really close battle. Balance Power is pretty much dead even. Longbeards back here are going to be pretty good. Longbeards should be able to beat both of these units and then push off these archers. But again, ammo is going to be running out for them in a moment anyways. And the Organ Gun has 2 volleys left. Now, where is he going to put those volleys? It looks like the Organ Gun is still firing, and it's going downtown. It's going into the archers. So A-Move is doing a good job switching it onto the different groups of archers here. And the Dragon's actually coming back here to secure the back line. The Longbeards are immune to psychology, which is really nice here. So they're not going to get terrorized by the Dragon. You're going to have to, break them. Those are some proud dwarves for sure. And the Spellsinger, oh, man. This is actually something that could potentially give A-Move Hacker the game. If he's able to get the Dragonback Slayers, get a surround on the Spellsinger with Life and kill that Spellsinger, I think that could actually just be enough to do it. What else do you have a core over here? They have some Eternal Guard still fighting, but Bugman's Rangers, honestly, in melee combat could probably beat all of these troops here. They regenerate, and they actually have really good defensive stats. And Glade Guard, obviously, or Eternal Guard don't have good damage output. Slayers have gotten a wrap here on the Spellsinger, which is shaken. -4 leadership. And it looks like somehow Aerocrastic's still ahead on the Bounce of Power. I'm not sure how that's happening. Probably because he still has a somewhat healthy Dragon with ample ammunition, and the Organ Gun is out of ammo as well. So here the Bugman's Rangers have piled in. Longbeards are going to get in there as well. Eternal Guard are getting relatively low. You can see one group here 31 and 45 on the other group there. And man, this is something. This is something all right. Longbeards here, able to chase most of these guys off. It might be worth it to just keep chasing those guys off. And a nice breath attack coming down right there, able to roast some of these dwarves. These miners definitely take the brunt of it, which I guess is good, as long as the Bugman's Rangers are still durable. And it looks like some War Dancers in the back are going to be going in, but little does he know. I'm not sure if he knows the organ gun is just out of ammo, so there's not really any point there. Man, he needs to finish off this Spellsinger. That's such a freebie over there. And that's like a powerhouse unit that is going to be potentially healing Aerocrastic as the game does advance. But he pulls the Slayers off it, which I think is a bit of a mistake. He should have just left one over there to kind of work on it. So Dragons coming in. Archers are all out of ammo as well. Like these ones are out of ammo. These Archers over here have a little bit of ammo left. They may be able to finish off Longbeards, but Longbeards do have shields. Not silver shields. You'd think Longbeards would have silver shields. Like Eternal Guard have silver shields. Why would Longbeards not have that? Yeah, interesting stuff. So here you can see the Dragon's going to be coming in. A bit of a scary situation, actually, because if A-Move gets his Rune Lord actually taken offline here by the Dragon and just pushed off the map, that could be a horrible situation. Bugman's Rangers need to pile in as well, provide some support. And you can see here the Slayers are trying to juke out these War Dancers, which is not a bad idea, actually. And in the back, the Cannon Crew is going to be fighting the Spellsinger with the Lore of Life. Wood Elf Archers are back online, but the Dwarves, you know, with a little bit of resilience here, should be able to kind of push them off and make sure they don't get back into the battle. Yeah, the Rune Lord needs to get busy, for sure. Bugman's Rangers have 53 models. That's the thing. Aside from the Slayers, there's not too much firepower that can actually kill the Dragon. Although we have 31 Slayers in total here, if you mix the two groups. These War Dancers are going to be going offline. And look at this, the big, thick Dragon up in the sky. Where's he going? Where is he going? Thankfully for the Dwarves, though, there's a ton of stuff here that is immune to Psychology, Bugman's Rangers being one of the big ones here. And they have 117 kills, these Bugman's Rangers. They're certainly going to beat the hell out of these Glade Guard over here. And look at this Cannon Crew, this Dwarven Cannon Crew, fighting to the bitter end here. I mean, their stats aren't bad, 17, 23, 28. They're kind of like Dwarf Warriors, so maybe they'll be able to beat that Spellsinger. And the Slayers, you know, 9 and 16 left of the Dragonback Slayers. I wonder, he's probably out of Runes of Wrath and Ruin as well. Dwarves over here are certainly cleaning up shop. These Archers are pretty much offline. And you can see here they're going to be... They should take this engagement here. Although it looks like he's trying to conserve his Slayers, which is really smart. Bugman's Rangers, still steady. They got 41 leadership. They're immune to Psychology. They're doing a lot of damage, actually. And they have 128 kills, which is extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. But man, how do you just kill that Spellsinger? That's another heroic unit he kind of has to deal with here. The Slayers, where are they going? It looks like Slayers are now going to be piling in to try and deal with the Dragon. The Rune Lord, I do not know if he's immune to Psychology. I don't believe he is. So Slayers are going to be jumping onto the Glade Guard, which is pretty much a free kill. Glade Guard have very pitiful damage output. Although 26 melee weapon strength isn't bad, now that I look at it. That's something to think about. Slayers are 15 here. I mean, they're down to the last man. The Cannon Crew might actually be able to beat that Spellsinger back there. If you look, the Spellsinger only has 685 HP. Dwarves are kind of normalizing the bounce power, chasing a lot of these Archers off the map here. That's probably worthy, you know, getting those models off. I mean, this is really the epicenter of the battle here. The Dwarves need to just pile in and finish these guys off. And he does have some Rangers back online who are out of ammo, so it's not going to be terribly pertinent. Aerocrastic could simply just get his Dragon and go finish those guys off. Oh man, does he have another Breath Attack? That would be huge. Yes, good. This is a good play here. This is a good play. So he's going to be jumping on the Spellsinger. He needs to kill that Spellsinger. Like, oh, if there's another Earthblood, that's going to be so devastating. That'd be so devastating. Spellsinger with Lore of Life is going down. Helm of Discord, though. Really good timing on that with Aerocrastic, saving it for the big Alpha Strike. But suddenly the Glade Lord is, or not the Glade Lord, but the Spellsinger is pretty much offline. The Rune Lord's trying his best to keep up. Those Bugman's Rangers are just really the true heroes of this matchup, though. Those guys are just not going quietly. Dragonback Slayers, there's literally one dude left with 7 HP, and the other Slayers, like, just down to the last. Look at this bounce of power. Now, if everything on the ground does get chased off or shattered, Aerocrastic will have to engage with a single entity, and he will not be able to cycle charge. So the Spellsinger here is broken, 413 HP. Rune Lords aren't slouches. They do have really good magic resistance, and the thing about the Glade Lord is he does magic damage in both melee as well as with his ranged attacks, so the magic resist of the Rune Lord will make him quite a bit tankier. So at this point, just chasing off the Spellsinger, I think, is the wise decision. Man, what a fierce cockfight this is. This is an intense one. This is really intense. So over here in the distance, it looks like the Dwarves, the Longbeards, are able to chase off most of the Glade Guard. Is there any over here? We got some Miners coming back in. These guys might just break, actually, just from like seeing some angry Dwarves nearby. But yeah, chasing off. Yeah, look at this. Aerocrastic sitting up here in the sky with the Glade Lord, picking off the last of the Slayers. The bounce power is all but normalized now. So chasing off the Spellsinger with Lore of Life is going to be a really good choice. And Aerocrastic, of course, knows the rules of the tournament better than anyone. And you can see here he does have the Eternal Guard and Glade Guards coming back in. So he's going to be attacking with those. So he doesn't technically have to land yet. And yeah, chasing off this Spellsinger is really important, though. He needs to get that off the battlefield. Unfortunately for him, it's kind of like doing a loop-de-loop before it runs off the battlefield. And here he's going to be turning, maybe taking a fight with those Deepwood Scouts right there. Oh my god, this is a wild one. So chat, predictions. Who do you guys think going to pull this one out? Aerocrastic, of course, who's on a streak. Or do you think that A-Move Hacker The Dark Lord of the Dawi is going to usurp Aerocrastic here in this battle. It's a very close fight. That Rune Lord is going to be tanky and meaty. Bugman's Rangers, too, they heal, mind you. So these guys are drinking their Bugman's Brew as they chase this guy off the battlefield. Spellsinger has 34 speed against 32 of the Rangers, so that should be enough to kind of pressure it off the field. And it looks like there's no elves other than right here. So we're literally going to have like one big cataclysmic fight. One big fight. There's no more Slayers left. The Dragon is certainly quite happy about that. The Spellsinger, though, needs to run off the battlefield. It's like... It's taking the long route, which is very unfortunate for the Dawi. And now you can see that the Dragon is going to land and easily pick those guys apart. Rune Lord's going to go. I mean, at this point, maybe he just turns and fights with his Bugman's Rangers. He's very set on getting that guy off the battlefield, which makes sense. He does also have some Rangers here in the distance that he wants to bring back. Longbeard's coming in as well. Longbeards are immune to psychology. Rune Lord needs to probably fight the Dragon. Ooh, you can't be taking free attacks like that. Yeah, you got to fight now. And the magic resist is going to be potentially a saving grace. Takes no damage on the entry. Looks like some of the cannon crews are holding firm. Who would have thought the organ gun crew would be like the last guardians of the Dawi Lord? Yeah, I think this is the correct decision. At this point, you got to pull in the Bugman's Rangers. I don't think you can afford to chase. Yeah. So here they come. Bugman's Rangers piling in. They are immune to psychology, but man, that Rune Lord is just getting his ass kicked. Helm of Discord going down as well, which is going to neuter the stats of these units. And the Wood Elf units might break here, actually, but now the Spellsinger is back, but like he just didn't have the speed to kind of chase it off the battlefield here. Helm of Discord is active still for another freaking like 10 seconds. Oof, that's nasty. But Bugman's Rangers should be able to win this fight on the low ground, but the Rune Lord needs to get some support. Miners are coming in. Rune Lord's trying his best. Yeah, Rune Lord going for the Spellsinger is the right decision. Trying to punch her. Bounce of Power is pretty close, but like I said, Bugman's Rangers are immune to psychology. They're not going to break. These guys will fight to the last. And he does get a punch on the Spellsinger, and the Spellsinger shatters. That's really big. Man, that Rune Lord hero just punching that Spellsinger in the face, whacking her over the face with his Book of Ruins. They are out of Runes of Wrath and Ruin. Yes, correct. Organ Gun Crew's back online. Bugman's Rangers cracking this pocket. Glade Guard and Deepwood Scouts and everyone are pretty much broken off here. One leadership, -4, 15. They're going to be shattering left and right. Miners piling in. Eternal Guard are fighting. Wood Elves have nothing left to kite and fight with. So at this point, considering the Eternal Guard are pretty much the last thing, once the Eternal Guard break, Aerocrastic will have to stay and fight with those. And you can see the Proud Dwarf Lord is fighting. Oh my god, this is nutty. And the Glade Lord might be able to finish him off. The Bugman's Rangers, though, have been the MVPs. 146 kills on these badasses, and they're just... So now Arrow has to stay and fight. He has to. He can't run anymore because of... Yeah, he's going to have to charge in here in just a second. You can see he's landing right away. Yeah, he knows he has to fight. If the Eternal Guard did come back in, he could then kite. If they started marching back and got into combat. But yeah, the Glade Lord has to fight now. Oh my god. Are the Dawi going to pull this out? This game is just so ludicrous. So Rune Lord is going to be pulling back, making sure he doesn't get sniped. That could be... Yeah, the Rune Lord needs to just juke. Oh no, the Dragon misses. Like, the Dragon is slowly getting worked down by all these Dawi. Like, the Bugman's Rangers have okay melee attack at 25. And you can see the Dwarf Lord is just, like, waddling. He's literally just, like, going around. Oh, man. At the very least, though, what the Dwarves can kind of count on is the fact that the Bugman's Rangers will not break due to terror. They're going to go to the bitter end. These guys are just true heroes. The Bugman's Brew keeps them strong. The Rune Lord, though, needs to not go too far. Because if he goes too far, and then the Dragon's able to break out of this formation here. So healing cap for the Glade Lord. Honestly, bringing in the Rune Lord at this point would probably be better than running. Like, get him in here and get an attack. The leadership of the Glade Lord's already shaken. Like, 1 or 2 good attacks could do it. Oh, and he gets the attack animation that pushes through. Is the Rune Lord going to get that attack with the anvil? Oh, he gets punted. But at least while he's on the ground, he's not going to be taking damage, really. 41 leadership here. The Dragon's turning around to fight again. It's trying to get the Glade Lord. The Rune Lord's actually shaken. You would think a Rune Lord would be immune to psych, but he's actually steady. Bugman's Rangers and crew. I know the bounce power is insane. Arrow's actually slightly ahead right now, and I think he just realized that he had 21 Rangers here on the far side who are going to be coming back in. Bugman's Rangers just are not going, dude. There's only 17 of them left, though. Longbeards are also immune to psychology, which is quite nice, which means they're going to fight. And you can see here the Glade Lord is taking some chipping damage. It's very slow. Somewhat steady. Are the Longbeards going to get in there? Longbeards get in. They take a huge charge as well. Oh my god. A drunk dwarf fears nothing. I know. Tell me about it. So they're still healing, too. They only have 16 models left, though, which is pretty grim. 13 models now. Every time the Dragon fights, it usually gets a couple. The Rune Lord needs to go. He needs to fight. Oh, in the jaw, we overhead. He misses. -3 leadership. Oh, the balance of power is ebbing. Rune Lord, hold. Oh, that Rune Lord just failed his people. We got some Rangers coming in. Bugman's Rangers are actually shaken for the first time in the battle. Oh my god. Oh my god, and the elves are gonna do it. Dirty dirtiness, they did it. Okay, Rune Lord stabilized. Okay, maybe not. Rangers are coming in. These Bugman's Rangers are just not going, dude. That Rune Lord needs to just do a Patriot charge. Like, he needs to just get in there and go. Like, if he got a big burst of damage on the Glade Lord, maybe it would start, like, wavering. Turin was the guy who would only get drunk with his friends once a month. Dude, if you're sick. I actually don't hold liquor very well, so perhaps that's accurate. Alright, so Glade Lord here, getting a rear charge from Longbeards. Organ Gun Crew's coming back in, 152 kills. I feel like the Rune Lord needs to fight here. But goddamn, these Bugman's Rangers are not going. 7 models. Rally, lads! Hold! So another group of 21 Rangers got in, but these Rangers are not immune to psychology. They're not of the Bugman's ilk. -7 here. 1200 HP on the Dragon. Cannon Crew's in. It's probably going to be a mass terror route on a lot of those guys. Where is that Rune Lord going? Oh my god, I know what he's doing. He's running so that if the Dragon has nothing to attack, he dies from leadership. Oh, but he's going to get hit with army losses and that's it. Oh my god. Man, that's a hard matchup for the frickin'... The balance of power is what's drunk. Oh my god. Jesus. Alright, King. I was going to end it now, but just for you. So I'm not going to bother updating this. Well, actually, I probably should bother updating the scoreboard since it could be a record. We need record of it. Dude, Arrow is just a machine today. All right. GG. All right, King, get in here, dude. The final challenger approaches. That's a Grojan. that was crazy, that game. Last one, and we're gonna go on. We're gonna go on like the Essence of Chaos just to make it a quick one, because I do need to get ready for my Warhammer game, pack all my models and stuff. I am sweating after that game. Those Bugman's Rangers were hero, man. A-move, you almost had that, dude. That was a beautiful game. Simon Benjamin, great fight between my favorite factions. Simon, glad you enjoyed that, man. You're in the right place for these close cockfights. Arrow's had a ton of close games today, but he keeps edging them out. I feel bad for him. He's had to be here for like almost 2 hours. No, guys, we have a challenger approaching. So the previous record holder for my King of the Hills was King of the Dead. So we're gonna summon him in. And you know what? Let's just do the Iron Sand Desert. Keep it simple. That dragon wrecked shop. Don't worry, Falcon and Arrow are having a best of 7 on my channel this week. So if you guys want to see that, it'll be happening. Falcon's on online today. I think he's taking he's out doing something, or maybe asleep. If one of the mods in chat, if you guys could drop a Discord link, that would be helpful. The Organ Gun Crew. Yeah. So King, if you're watching the stream now, you can see that I have indeed invited you. So make sure to check your Steam. Turin, Aerocrastic suffering from success, yeah. Falcon from Russia with love. Yeah. Oh man. All right, this should be it. Hopefully King can get in here. Thank you, Misha. Thank you, Gojira, Wicked. All you guys. Armando coming in with the steel Discord links. Just make sure to follow the rules, please. And if you don't, you will be answering to the warden of the Discord. Misha lurks. Claws ready. Those organ guns, yeah, they most of them survived too. They ran off the map, so I mean that was so King is restarting. The Rune Lord shall take the Slayer's Oath. Yeah, honestly, he probably would in lore. He'd be like, I abandoned my brothers. Alrighty. 1 second, guys. Gonna get some water. What in tarnations is going on with this lobby? Can we check? Okay, I'm not seeing anything, so maybe I'll rehost. Game is up, so let's get. I wish it was in alphabetical order, this freaking list. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, shining country roads, take me on to a place where I belong. I know Arrow. I mean, Arrow must be exhausted, but he's playing super well. If he wants to call it here, we can. Okay. We shall do Schwarzhofen. Yeah, this is the last one of the day, guys. I actually have to go after this. That dragon will forever be in the Damas Kron. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Shetland, I just saw your message. Unfortunately, this is the last game, my friend. I have to go play in a Warhammer League after this. West Virginia. Mountain Mama. I know, everyone loves that song. I know, if only Fallout 76 had been good, yeah. Over here when I'm already tired. King comes in and says, time to dethrone you, boy. And says, over here when I'm already tired. Must stay strong for one more. I said, no mercy, Arrow. Don't take it easy. No memes. Radios remind us of our home far away. Yeah, Shetland, Arrow's has just been going ham. So here's who played today. For anyone who's wondering and joining late. So Arrow played Ashiraya. He played Zero. He played Zyphos, Ebo, Kark, Zaxbane, Hadries, and Abu Packer. That's some stiff competition for sure. And he was able to win all those games. Yeah, correct. If only Fallout 76 weren't a steaming pile of poop. Oh my god. Oh my god, are we doing Tomb Kings versus Tomb Kings? Oh, why do you guys do this to me? God damn it. Alright, I can't. I mean, at least it's followers of Nagash, so it looks a little different. Thank you, MO Tool. I appreciate it. It's hard to sing when you're sitting down, actually. If I'm like standing, I can sing better, but I'm a pretty terrible singer in general, but when you sit, it really compresses your whole diaphragm. All right, so we have Followers of Nagash. I hope it's Arkan versus Cetra, at least. Just don't pick the same lords. Come on. A 100 push-ups would be quite tough, Leo. I don't know too many people that can do 100 push-ups in one go. Except everyone in chat who now will claim they can. Shetland thinks that Cetra is going to take it. Arkan versus Cetra would be a grudge match. That would be cool. I hate mirror matches. I hate them. What the hell are they going to bring, though? It's like, I bet you one of them will bring Boshopti. And then the other one will probably just like go with like a shit ton of Nekar Horsemen. There's got to be some AP missile, like AP in here. Maybe a Bone Giant. Bone Giant would be a bold strategy for sure. Yeah, Shetland, that's a good idea. Arkan versus Arkan. Well, my Warhammer game starts in an hour, so I got to pack all my models too and get to the store. I'm playing 8th edition Warhammer 40k. Karl Franz can do 100 pull-ups using only his crotch. It's pretty good, Daniel. Got to choose Lords for the finals. That's a pretty interesting format, Shetland. Something to think about. Someone send Turin a free-for-all with an identical army builds. Please don't. Oh, God, please don't. Yeah. No, it's certainly possible, Jacob. That's for sure. Blood for Kane. Arrow Crossstick's ready. King of the Dead. You know, Arrow's sending a message here, guys. He readies up before King. He's like, I'm ready, dude. What are you nervous over there? You know? Oh, and then Arrow unreadies. What is this treachery? It's like they're playing mind games with one another. Look at that early game tactics. Yeah, bench press. I stopped doing bench a long time ago when I got my hand problems, unfortunately. Take the black. Arkan the Black's cometh with his stained, disgusting teeth. I think that's actually why he was called Arkan the Black in lore, is because his teeth were like stained from like some sort of chewing. Grapho, I'm actually a full-time YouTuber. Yeah, I do this for a living, so I just make videos and stream. Yeah. Yeah, Josh Brolin would be a good Karl Franz too, but after seeing him as Thanos, it's kind of hard to picture him as like a non-villain character. Like, imagine Josh Brolin. Who would Josh Brolin be? Like, yeah, someone of the Empire, but God, he's such a good villain. Be like Nagash. He's like, I am inevitable. Nagash. Yeah. We'll do another video eventually about like who actors would be and whatnot. Like, after that, Josh Brolin just like, God, he's like, he has to be a villain. To me. Clive Owen could be a good Karl Franz. I mean, there's countless people. So, Followers of Nagash, I hope he actually brings a couple units. Like, you know, Crypt Ghouls could actually be decent here. Because they have decent DPS against, like, skeletons and stuff. Renegade Reaper, oh God. Well, so you bench pressed, what, 130 pounds? There you go. Not impressed. What celebrity would you like to play in 1v1? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe Chuck Norris? I'm not sure. Tom Hardy would be... I don't know. Tom Hardy doesn't come across as like a statesman to me. Tom Hardy would be more like a Norskin. I feel like Tom Hardy would be like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Freaking Josh Brolin as Archeon. He, like, takes off the mask and his face is just all, like, intense and, like... Oh, yeah. Josh Brolin as Archeon. That's good. Just some apocalyptic villain. Come on. No, Wulfric has to be Travis Fimmel, guys. Come on, just go watch Vikings and tell me that's not Wulfric. All right, guys. So for the forces of King of the Dead, who's going to be leading the followers of Nagash, Ark in the Black, of course, on a chariot, and it looks like a Necrotect. 2 groups of Sneaky Snakes with Halberds. That's going to be his anti-large kit. And he also has Nehekar Horsemen, front line of Nehekar Warriors, 2 groups of Chariots, and Skeleton Horseman himself for battlefield control and just kind of pressure. Granted, they will lose out to Nehekar Horsemen pretty bad. For the forces of the good guys... Oh, Setra the Imperishable and Chariot of the Gods! So we have the 2 Chariot Masters dueling. Front line's going to be Skeleton Warriors, Halberds, Tomb Guard actually with Halberds, followed up by Ushapti and Nehekar Horsemen. Interesting army. I think that the army for Aerocrastic is going to be very, very tough to crack. The Nehekar Horsemen give him a pretty substantial advantage in open field conflict. The Ushapti and the Halberds are going to be a really nice combination against Chariots and any frontline rushes because Ushapti have pretty good mass. I really like this quite a bit. Man. All right. So Setra coming in. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's going to be Tokyo drifting out of here, but Setra looks like he might get wrapped up, which is fine because then the Nehekar Horsemen can just countercharge those guys, and it looks like they're going to be coming in. King of the Dead with the no control group micro, able to pull back before. And let's look at the spells. So we have Spirit Leech and Soul Blight, and then we also have a couple here for almost all of them actually for Lore of Nehekara. This is going to be interesting. Are the Sneaky Snakes going to be able to get their value against the heavy Halberd build here for freaking the Tomb Kings, not followers of Nagash? They are different. Here we have a fight. Nehekar Horsemen are going to be piling in against the Warriors and the Skeleton Horsemen. A pretty good engagement for them, especially if Setra wants to kind of buff those. And plus there's going to be some imminent reinforcements coming in. We have Skeleton Horsemen, not Skeleton Horsemen, we have the Skeleton Warriors and other guys that are going to be piling in. On the other side, Ark in Black is going to be dropping a summon. Chariots for followers of Nagash are tar-pitted right away. So you can see here that Aeroclastic is able to use those Ushapti to kind of pin down those Skeleton Chariots. Very, very good play there. So far, the Tomb Kings in the center are holding quite firm. Halberds are going to make a nasty bastion to kind of break. In the back, King of the Dead does get some Nehekar Horsemen of his own into these Nehekar Horsemen, but Skeleton Warriors and company should be able to support, plus Narrow's Incantation going down. So King needs to get a lot of value with these Sneaky Snakes. They need to like collapse whatever they're hitting, and they are going to be piling in and probably breaking these Skeletons and Nehekar Horsemen very quickly. So King and the followers of Nagash with a very, very good fight over here in the corner, but it looks like the standard Tomb Kings are going to be cleaning up most of this area of the battlefield. Nehekar Warriors are breaking across the board. Setra, of course, on his chariot, very good at killing infantry, up to 52 kills. All the Halberds are in good shape, and the Ushapti are in good shape. So that's going to be very, very tough for the followers of Nagash to kind of deal with here. So we're going to see what happens. Nehekar Horsemen aren't going to let anything get away either. They'll easily kill these Nehekar Warriors who are crumbling and clean up the Skeleton Horsemen, no problem. Setra drifting in on his chariot here, up to 70 kills. He's actually even a decent duelist on his chariot. Mind you, he does fire damage, so if he is to duel Ark in the Black on their chariots, he will easily crush Arkin. Now here we have the Ushapti, which King can't really get a good engagement on them. Sneaky Snakes want to fight the Ushapti, but there's Halberds everywhere, and the Halberds are going to make such a tough bastion. So Spirit Leech is coming down. Ark in the Black has resorted to some dirty death magic to try and take the wind out of Setra the Imperishable here. But Setra is certainly making sure these Nehekar Warriors are perishing. Over here, Nehekar Warriors should be able to beat Skeleton Horsemen with some support. It's only a matter of time before the Tomb Kings win this fight against followers from Nagash. In this area of the battlefield here, now in the center, a very nice Soul Blight going down. Soul Blight is going to be tagging everything. Sneaky Snakes have engaged, but look at that. Setra does respond with Usef's Incantation of Desiccation, lowering the combat stats of this entire formation. So very, very beautiful play here. And I just don't know if the Sneaky Snakes are going to get the engagement they want. The Halberds and the Ushapti standing on top of each other is just so nasty. So what I would probably do if I were King of the Dead is try and clean up anything on the periphery. Kill all the horsemen, kill anything that isn't supported by halberds before committing to that final fight, and really maximize the efficiency of Arkin summons plus the Spirit Leeches on Setra and some of those other high-value targets. Skeleton Horsemen here, still fighting relatively well. It looks like some Nehekar Horsemen did come in. Setra does drift over there and take out some of those horsemen there, leading them to crumble, but it looks like they're going to stabilize. But I think the Ushapti wall is going to be really, really nasty. I mean, the chariots aren't able to get in there. Cycle charging isn't really an option while the Ushapti are active. But the Spirit Leech play could be something that could normalize this game over the course of a long time. So very, very interesting to see. So Setra the Imperishable at about 3.8 KHP, Ark in the Black cackling with 3.9, and Staff of Nagash is now active. So something that you have to think about is that there is, of course, a Necrotect available for the followers of Nagash. Necrotect can keep the Sneaky Snakes somewhat healthy, and if the followers of Nagash are able to get those skeleton summons and time their charges, they may even be able to wear down the Ushapti with cycle charges, despite the halberds. If they have some infantry buffering, that's really going to be the big factor here. So here, Setra the Imperishable is going to be coming back in. And honestly, if I were Setra, I would maybe try and assassinate this Necrotect right here. Just get in there and butter that bread. That Necrotect is weak to fire. Setra does fire damage on the chariot, and 45 melee attack is pretty good. I mean, chariots usually aren't good at dueling, but Setra on the Chariot of the Gods is a bit of an exception. So King of the Dead falling back here with his Sneaky Snakes. And it looks like there is going to be a skeleton summon coming in from Ark in the Black, which is going to help. It's going to give a buffer. And that Spirit Leech is really starting to add up. That might be enough to kind of help normalize the situation, because followers of Nagash are on the ropes right now. They're losing the flank battles. You can see here that Nekar horsemen here are losing. These ones up on the high ground are going to be probably falling if they stay in combat, I guess, with Skeleton Warriors. But yeah, the Ushabti Halberd combination is very, very strong. However, King here able to get a nice little charge and pick off a couple of Ushabti, it looks like. They have 11 models of their 12, actually only one Ushabti, but the Halberds are very quick to kind of rotate out there. But the curse going down, so Setcher procs the curse. And that is something that is going pretty well for the followers of Nagash, is the fact that their leadership is in better shape. But you can see here, there's a big angry core of the Tomb Kings. And the followers of Nagash, I mean, we'll find out if Nagash is here today supporting. Chariots here are probably going to get taken out by Nekar horsemen. And it looks like up here, a couple groups of skeleton and Nekar horsemen here for the followers of Nagash. So look at this. I mean, it's devolved. You can see that the Tomb Kings are in a bit of a defensive posture. The followers of Nagash have secured the mobile advantage. So with cycle charging, maybe they can wear down these Sneaky Snakes. I mean, the Chariots will do well against Halberds, especially if they hit them in the back. Sneaky Snakes pile in, and now he needs the Chariots to come in. So Necrotect is going to be slamming in, and nice little hit there. But Narrow's Incantation really making sure they don't lose anything. Man, incredible stuff. King of the Dead, those Spirit Leeches starting to add up. Cetra's getting very low, 2.2k. And I believe Arkin is still very healthy. 3.5 on him, so he's in pretty good shape. But a lot of the followers of Nagash units here are going to be crumbling. These guys are going to be going quietly into the good night, crumbling. Sneaky Snakes, though, are in good shape. It's really going to be a cycle charge fest. Ushabti pile in. Ushabti do have okay melee attack. It's 28. So they're not the best when they're not fighting infantry, but still with sheer numbers, they may be able to keep up. Ushabti have, when they're not poisoned, I believe their speed's in the 50s. And it looks like Cetra getting in for a ballsy engagement, actually just going just deep to Jaff's Incantation of Cursed Blades. 564 weapon strength with that Spirit Leech, very, very strong. He's able to get some really good damage in, and maybe he's going to be able to kill this Necrotect. The fire damage multiplies it by 22%, so all of his damage gets a 22% modifier. And the Sneaky Snakes are pushed off. Ushabti are piling in, and does he have enough Spirit Leeches to finish off Cetra? That's really going to be the name of the game. So here comes Cetra, chasing down. The Chariots for the followers are broken. And Cetra's on the hunt. He gives no shits. Nekar horsemen, actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe chase these guys down, but if you do chase them, then the Sneaky Snakes can kind of isolate you. Ushabti piling in. A big amount of burst damage coming in from that Ushabti charge. Cetra, of course, hits pretty hard himself. And there's a ton of Halberds. Man, Halberds are going to be very tough to deal with here. If they're braced, those things are going to be just a true terror in the night. So, is Aerocrastic, who, of course, has won the last 8 games in a row, is he going to maintain his throne against King of the Dead, who is, you know, it's an undead versus undead matchup. We're going to find out who is truly the King of the Dead on this day. So the Tomb Kings surge forth. Cetra the Imperishable, you know, broken, but not broken. Or he's bending, but he's not breaking is kind of the analogy I was looking for. The classic American high school football analogy. Ark in the Black here gets the Libra Mortis, giving him a little bit of durability. And a good play here by King. He's able to isolate Nekar Warriors in the high ground with his Sneaky Snakes. And he should be able to kill those, getting rid of the mobility here for the standard Tomb Kings. Cetra, though, has got that Goon Squad. He's coming, and it looks like there's some banter in chat going back and forth. Good luck, have fun. Maybe a little bit delayed, but oh man, losing these Sneaky Snakes, because if it's just Arkin and the Necrotect left, I mean, there's no way they'll win, because the Halberds can just brace and sit all day. And I mean, even with the charges, oh, and Cetra coming in with the charge! Is Cetra going to get that juicy damage here on the Necrotect? And does Arkin have any Spirit Leeches left? I don't think so. Cetra has 12.74, or 1,274, is the correct enunciation there. Ushabti are in great shape too. I mean, Ushabti will probably win that fight. Sneaky Snakes here are crumbling. One group here is very, very low, negative 34 leadership. And the other one is kind of being caught by Halberds because these Nekar horsemen are kind of chasing them and mucking them down. So they're going to be dying here in a second. The Ushabti, just with numbers, could probably beat those Sneaky Snakes. And now it just comes down to kind of screening out Ark in the Black. Chariots are coming back in. Man, these games have been crazy today. They've been just so close. Very, very good Spirit Leech right there. That's what he needs. If he could break Cetra and actually kill Cetra, that could be something. And you can see here, King's trying to get around that formation and trying to finish off Cetra. Here comes a charge. Oh, 300, 269. Cetra might be going down here. 5 HP. Narrow's Incantation, giving that sweet physical resist. Cetra looks like he's standing and fighting with the Halberds. There's no point in running at this. You just got to fight. Got to do as much damage as you possibly can. Ushabti get the rear charge, and it looks like there's going to be a Followers of Nagash summon right there. So the summon is going to tar pit. And it looks like Arkin gets hit pretty bad by Cetra before he goes. So Cetra with his last curse does a ton of damage against Arkin and also drops his own curse, which is going to be hitting a fair amount of those troops there. So Sneaky Snakes are trying, but I just don't think he's going to be able to. There's too many Ushabti. Ushabti get that nice charge right there. Halberds are online. Followers of Nagash do have that nice summon, but the Ushabti and Halberds, I mean, there's so many good things here. And yeah, Sneaky Snakes on paper are a counter to Ushabti, but just in this amount of numbers, there are so many healthy Ushabti left. This is nuts. Cetra is past his expiration date. That is most certainly true. Necrotect here is perhaps going to be crumbling. He's trapped amongst halberds and Ushapti. Ushapti had pretty good mass, of course. Sneaky Snake's pulling in for another charge. Man, if King were able to pull this out, that would be a ludicrous victory. So these snakes have 9 models left, 43 leadership, 1500 HP. This Necrotect is crumbling, which is going to be quite disastrous. Arc in the Black here, pulling back, getting ready for another cycle charge here. But the halberds are actually crumbling themselves. They're very, very low. These Skeleton Warriors, just with sheer attrition, are actually grinding them out. But the problem is Skeleton Warriors, of course, are a summoned unit over here by Arc in the Black. They're going to be disappearing in about 5 or 6 seconds. Interesting stuff. So here we have Arc in the Black. He's going to keep drifting about. He's looking for those goodies. He's coming in strong. And he's going to be breaking these guys. Really nice charge there. Just kind of, getting rid of 2 groups of halberds. But the Ushapti are just this perpetual menace. 11 right here. We have 9 right here. We have 9 here. And then we do also have 87 halberds there on the far side. And these halberds are able to actually finish off the Necrotect, it looks like. So Arc in the Black's probably going to come in and pick these guys off. Sneaky Snakes need to just kind of kite. But the problem is they're crumbling. So the more they kite. And Ushapti aren't slow. They have 54 speed against a 66. So with a little bit of acceleration from the charge, they can actually get in there. Arc in the Black cackling on his chariot and just doing an outstanding job. He's cackling away, 44 kills. At the very least, the followers of Nagash were able to dismantle Cetra, but, Cetra will be back. He's undead. He doesn't give a shit. He'll be back. And, Arkin is going to kite all he wants, but it's just eventually the Tomb Kings will get you. These guys aren't crumbling. They're at -1. Sneaky Snakes are falling, so the longer King waits, the more he's losing here. And you can see here his army slowly crumbling into army losses. And Aerocrastic is going to maintain an undefeated stream here. So if the mods in chat, if you mods could do something for me, if you guys could go ahead and go over to Aerocrastic's channel and drop a bunch of links before the end of the stream while we have everyone here, please make sure to go over there and support him. He's an awesome player, and he does stream. So if you guys want to see him, he does request streams, all kinds of stuff like that. Please make sure to check out Aerocrastic. Man, he's able to secure that victory over the King, remaining undefeated. Mods, again, if you guys could drop links to Aerocrastic right now before the stream ends, that would be greatly appreciated. So the Ushapti Halberd build, able to counterplay the Sneaky Snake build. Man, what a battle. What a glorious showdown. And that's going to be it. King of the Dead dishonored the non-group people. Oh my god. And that is GG for today. Aerocrastic says, yes, that felt like a virtual game of bumper cars. King of the Dead yells no in the classic villain way. Oh my god. That is it. So let us update the scoreboard here to show his resounding 9 victories. We're just going to leave it like that. That's fine for now. No, I can't. My hands are shot, and I actually have to go. I could potentially be late. So, no, Arrow has a YouTube channel. Here, I'll help you with that. I think he's focusing more on YouTube now. I'm not sure. We'll link to both, of course, but... guys, we have 900 people right now. Head on over to Arrow's channel as well, and Zyphos and everyone. And there will be links to everyone's channel. King of the Dead streams on Twitch as well. Badass dude. You guys can see how King wins without control groups, but head on over to their channels. Check them out. Man. I know you guys want more, and I would love to keep streaming if I didn't have a game I committed to at 5 o'clock. Oh, man. Arrow's the King of the Dead for now. We'll see. King will be back. And that's it for today, guys. Yeah, link to everyone's channels now if we can, so you guys get a smorgasbord of good content. And I'm sweating like a dog. Here I am. The King of the Hill is today. It's going to be Aerocrastic. Oh my goodness. King of no control groups. Well, you can see his micro is still really good despite not using control groups. So, King of the Dead says if he beats me with Vampire Coast, then he can call himself King of the Dead. All right, maybe we'll arrange that. Please do drop a like, guys. It was a good stream. Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you guys think about it, Aerocrastic brought up a good point. At the last ever chosen, King of the Dead actually beat Aerocrastic 3-0 in the third place match. So perhaps this was a little bit of sweet vengeance today for that. So these two clearly have a rivalry. And maybe we'll have to have a best of 7 between them sometime as well. Man, that was a stream. All right, guys, I just want to say thank you all for sticking around. Big thanks to Ashiraya Arrow, Krastic, Zero, Zyphos, Ebo, Kark, Zaxbane, Hadries, A-Move, King of the Dead. Thank you guys so much for playing on the stream today. You guys were an anchor and really put up a good showcase in all those games. And for the donations, we got Simon Benjamin Grant with 2 99-cent donations. Yub Nub, great content. He says Ray Hyde, Cody Bear, Ego, King Adjazal, Rando Howard, Danish Mahmood, Steel Bear, Tiamat, and Darren McDermott with the sponsorship. Garland Green with multiple donations as well as on PayPal. Tiamat, again, thank you for sponsoring the channel and donating. Nutter Forever, thank you again. Johnny Dingles, Unglued Toast, Anthony Riley, Saroth, Snuffleupagus, Pickled Buddha, Vaniel, thank you, man, appreciate it. Asterisk, Kyle Hollenbach, Magic D with the 20, Dov Plays, paying as always. Garland Green again, and we have a donation up at the top from Son of Kiernan. Last but not least, we had a couple donations on the PayPal. I want to make sure we don't miss those. From Gregor, Gregor and Mark Porter. Thank you guys so much. And Connor Edney. Oh my God, what a day. Thanks for the stream, guys. Oh, and Kark, I didn't know Kark actually streams. Yeah, make sure to check out Kark as well. And don't worry, guys. Everyone will be linked in the comment section afterwards in the description. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to go get my stuff ready, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.